Well, hello. Ooh, hello, everyone. Welcome to John Bengal Presents. I hope you're all doing well. 11 people in already. Wicked, thank you. Don't know what I'm going to talk about. Just alive, just to say hi and hope everyone's doing well. And see what else anybody wants to talk about. A bit different. I can see everybody in the chat, so that's good. That's about it, really. As yeah, currently just on my phone all the time because I cannot use my laptop. It is buggered. Basically, hard drive decided to give up the ghost. Can't do anything with it, so I'm going to buy another one. And links down there if you want to subscribe to me or give me any cash towards it because I'll buy it and I'll show you once I've got it. But that's about it, really. Oh, we've got 20 people in nearly. Oh, nearly 20 people. And then I'll give it a minute or so, and then I'll read out and say hello to everybody. Meanwhile, I'm just going to roll a cigarette. I've put the link out to a few people. So if they want to come up, they can. Things are afoot. Don't know if you were listening to, I'm sure most of you were, listening to Matt's live the other night. I am trying to organise a meet and greet. You'll hear more things as it goes on, and yeah, when we've got stuff organised, it'll be ticketed venue, but you know, have a good night. Can't tell you anything more because I haven't got anything else to give at the moment. I've got nothing left. Right, who's in? We've got 35 people in, so let's go from the top. Twig, One UK, Twig, how you doing? Mr. Mawson, Mark Urbex, Captain Caveman, Explore Norfolk, Daniel Draper, Jamfar. Jam, what's going on there? No, why would I become a cat? I don't know. Jamie L, Ryan Stannard, Ryan, how you doing? Tom Urban Explores, Robert Scully, Ollie Fab, Band of Forgotten Wales, Bucharest Guided Tours, Safari 360, Tim the Pigeon Master, Harp. Jam, everything is good in my world, brother. 549647 Smith. I just want to ring that just to see if it's your number. Daniel, okay, doing. Tom on a mission, Dinkum Aussie, good day, mate. I haven't got your details, otherwise I would gladly give you the details to the chat. If Melissa or anyone's in who's already got it, please send it to Dinkum. Explore Nation. I think I said that. That's about it for now. What's been happening in the world other than earthquakes and other shit like that? Good day, Gareth. Which Gareth is that? There's lots of different. Hello, Lucifer. Okay. Yeah. So I shall shortly be going back out exploring. Um, so there'll be more coming to be good. And George, hi, how are you? So what have we all been doing? Come on. Did you watch Faken Haven's video? Because I did most of it, but been doing other things as well. Also, I think Steve had one on. Mr. Morse, a bit of the sun broke off. Yeah, I heard this. I did see something about it, but it's just to do with the coronasphere. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah, Daniel, I heard that your bass is, right, distorted. Good, but distorted. But that might have just been my speakers. I don't know. Hello there, famous potato. Potato. So who wants to come up? I would put it in the chat if I could, but I don't think I can. Hang on. No, it doesn't allow me on a phone now. Why not? Oh. Rob, if you missed it, or any of these people I mentioned, right, just go and have a look at them when you've got a moment. Go and have a look because it is good. Now let me see if I can put the chat in. Barry, what about Barry? Which one? What? Yeah. Right, if I cut myself off, I'm sorry, I will be back. I'm just going to try and see if I can put something in the chat rather than wait for people. Hold on. Did it work? Did it work? Or did I freeze? There we go. Wow, that's a bit weird doing that like that. 53 people, my God. Thank you, thank you. Hail you all. So look, the stream out there, if anyone wants to come up, and I know who you are, and you've got a cam, please do. Yeah, I will, Safari. Although, to be honest, I'm not actually drinking any beer at the moment. I might have I've got some wine or something in the corner. I might go and get that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, not really sure what to say. Oh, hang on, we've got a guess. Who is this? Who is it? Okay, right. Let me get these people up. Hopefully, it will work. Ryan,
Right.
are you there?
I am.
Hey, right, okay, and I have another person, Mr. Mawson.
Yeah, right, mate. Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on. Yes, I've got you all up. How about that? God, this hand pink waving. Yeah, thanks, Moxley. Pink hand waving across the screen.
Shit.
How are you guys? All right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm just chilling.
Good, good. What you all been up to?
Not much. Same.
Nah. New job.
How was that? I know you started it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's alright. Won't be able to stay up on panel for long because we start at 6. So
Yeah, I've got to get up about 5:30, 6. So don't worry about that one.
Mm.
It does you good to burn the candle at both ends now and then.
Hang on a minute.
I'm just going to put your. I don't know if you can get your mic up a bit. Let me have a look. Right, you could be a bit louder now, Ryan.
can I?
I'm talking now. It's alright. I'm just talking with John.
Is that your dad?
Yeah, just come and get beer.
Yeah, nice one. Hello, Mr. Morton's father. How you doing?
Shit.
Respect.
He's gone. I'm in kitchen and then at living room.
Nice.
We're behind the door.
Okay. So other than working, Ryan, what you been up to? Making any more comedy stances or not? I keep seeing you pop up on TikTok now and then.
Not really, mate. No.
All right. I don't often use TikTok as such. I put something up earlier because I was cooking a roast and I've got these, like you get your Yorkshire puddings.
Mm.
You got like 15 of them and all that. I thought, that's all right. But 2 of them are like pancakes, literal pancakes. I'm like, what? Fosters and what's the other one? Crumptious. That's a cider, yeah?
Yeah. Good mix.
Nice.
Enjoy.
I
Have
can hear better with my earphones on. I could hear you through my earphones.
Okay.
I don't even know why I put them back on.
Well, probably because you could hear us better.
No. Well, I could hear you better if I took the plug out, but Mum and Dad would be able to hear you as well.
And
they'd complain.
Yeah, you don't want him moaning, do you?
No.
If anybody's got a link at Dinkum, if you want to come up, the link's in the chat. I think I'll put it up somewhere.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good walk around that place down where. Who was it went? Matt. Secret vault.
Well, down the mines?
Yeah, down that thing where you were looking. They were massive, wasn't it? Went on 3 times, didn't it?
Yeah, he's done it in 3 videos. Yeah, it is a long, big explore.
It's fucking massive.
Oh, yeah. That's the places we go. It's mental, isn't it? Especially that area, but there's a lot everywhere. But yeah,
I wouldn't be able to walk that far, fuck me.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to be somewhat fairly fit to walk around. I don't know. I'm okay, but I'm not exactly fit, is what people would call it.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to do an explore today, but there's no way. There's no way in at all.
How come?
Is it a different place to last time or same place?
That's a different place.
Oh, so you got you're shit out of luck at the moment then?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I have got a place that I could do, but it's been it was satellite a few years back, and I don't know how safe it is. So until I have someone who will go along with me, that place.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, on some places you just gotta go with someone, haven't you?
Yeah, because no.
Yeah, there's places I could probably get to, but yeah, I'd rather go with someone rather than on my own.
Because
it's safety.
Because these places, like even if they're in open fields and stuff, some of them when you walk into, as soon as you walk into that place, you've got no signal. And if you fall through one of those floors and you ain't got no one else with you, that's bad.
Yeah, and we all know what happens. I mean, it's one thing going through pillboxes and other bits and pieces like that, but when you get into like a derelict house or tunnels and stuff, you do not know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
I remember going to. I went to an old, it's an old people's home. It is. It's up on my channel somewhere. I went with Carpenter, and he'd already been in, but he said like when you go, just be careful when you go in there, like. And I went in, and you don't see it on camera. There is a bit. I hadn't been filming it, and I just walked in, and there's the whole of the floorboards were just rotten.
Mm.
And I put my foot on, and I'm like, "Oh no, not doing that."
Mate, November, all right, I went to Dover to an underground bunker, and to get in, it was easy. I think the hole to get into is because you can message the person and get the keys for it. So we open it up. It's only about this wide and about this tall.
I'm going to put my fan on.
And
my fan.
As soon as you get into that place, there's no ledge to put your foot on. It's just a straight, like, slope down.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But the only issue is when you've got people who are both about 4'11" to try and get back out of that place was pretty interesting, to be honest. I mean, I think I have a photo of the X.
That's because you're so tall, Ryan. You try and get in, you probably get stuck, wouldn't you? Jam fart, yeah, man. Nice to see you, bro. And yeah, you keep finishing the snow or whatever you're cleaning, because it was snow last time I saw it.
Yeah, it just says it here. Right, chats. Ah, yeah, I see him now.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I didn't see any chats, and it says private chats, and then it says chats. So I clicked on chats, and everyone's come back up again.
Yeah, it'll come back up on there. The private one's just for whatever. What were you saying, Ryan? You got a picture?
I got it.
See it?
Just there. And only the middle bit came
Duncan.
up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So
Mr. Mawson.
Was pretty interesting to get out of.
Sorry.
Well, not for me.
Yeah, it don't seem too big, but it's easy to get through, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, it was well worth it.
Have you put that up or not?
The video, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you out?
I've never been on an Explorer. I just find it interesting.
You're more of a person who just watches them, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
I'm
no
not
worries,
fit for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Oh, hang on. We got someone from the other side of the pond.
Yeah, Dinkum.
Dinkum.
Hello. Is there anybody out there?
Shit. Who's that going?
Hang on. It ain't Dinkum. It's David Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Dinkum Bowie, mate. Yeah.
Dinkum Bowie. You crazy bastard.
How you been, John? All right?
I'm all right, thanks, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's a fucking beautiful day. Looking nice early. Well, it's only 8:40 in the morning here, so it's blue skies, just a gentle breeze. Going to be about 26 degrees. It's fucking perfect.
Well, Celsius here.
Yeah, Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 26 degrees.
Mm.
Yeah. No, there's going to be Thursday. It's going to be 38. So that'll be a bit of a stinker, but
nice.
That's all right. Yeah, I've got a bit of a pool party organised for that day, mate.
What's that? 38. What's that? Fucking, was it 100 and something, isn't it?
What?
I think it's almost. I think it's about 98 or something like that.
It's double it and plus 10, isn't it? Or no, plus 30 or something.
Yeah, plus 30. Yeah.
Yeah, within reason gives you the correct one.
Approximately.
Evening, Clive. Evening. Oh, mate. Mind you, are you still in winter over there, or are you in summer now?
No. This is the last couple of weeks of summer.
Yeah. I always get you guys mixed up because it's always reversed into what we are. So we're winter, you're summer.
Yeah, completely opposite. Yeah. Our spring's your autumn. Your
side of the world, aren't we?
Is our autumn.
We are the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the seasons. The seasons reverse. the seasons reverse above and below the equator. So the northern hemisphere is in summer, the southern hemisphere is in winter, and vice versa. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So you're so what, you're having a bit of a party, are you, when it's 38?
Yeah. Well, see, when you got a pool, you get summer friends. You know,
Yeah.
and there's summer friends that always come over when it's stinking fucking hot, mate. You know, it's cheaper than air conditioning. You know, go around and soak in someone else's pool. You know, which is all right. I don't mind. Sit around, have a few beers, and talk shit.
Oh yeah.
Good fun.
It's not hot enough over here for a pool all the time. Fuck that.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have one, but you know, what's the point when, like, unless it's enclosed, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh no, in the wintertime you could use it to go skating. You know, have your own little mini skating rink in the backyard.
Yeah, if it got that cold and stayed that cold.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a few days this year so far, it could freeze over. Because Jesus.
Oh yeah, it reached -9 here.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
It's been pretty cold. But then I think that's probably got to do with something because of the summer that we had, because a lot of people was predicting it to be a harsh winter here because of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, you say harsh, but we had 2 weeks of snow. Like,
Yeah.
well, not 2 weeks. I suppose it was a week, but it lasted.
We didn't have a lot of snow, did we? Really?
Not compared to some places, but we had enough for what we wouldn't normally get, I suppose, or haven't had for a long time.
Well, yeah, but
Because
normally get snow over Christmas and that, don't you?
It's definitely been the coldest.
Years and shit.
It's definitely been the coolest summer we've had in years. You know, it's been so mild and wet too. You know, a lot of rain, thunderstorms.
Global warming. So,
Brady, if your internet sorted out, pop up.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, global warming my ass. So it's more like we're in a fucking mini ice age at the moment. You know.
No, I know, because my friend in Adelaide was saying that it's just been unusual for them. I mean, it's been about 24, 25 there, and they say usually it's about 35.
Yeah. Well, that's where I am. Yeah.
Oh, are you?
What do you guys think about EVs?
Electrical vehicles? They're no good here. The distances are too big between places, mate.
Yeah,
if I want to drive,
in Australia,
yeah.
No problem, Brady.
Unless, yeah, EVs are good in like city traffic and stuff like that. You know, in cities, but to get around Australia, you know, you got to do a lot of mileage. And, you know, I guess when the battery technology gets better, I'm sure you won't have much of a choice but to buy an electric vehicle. But at the moment, I drive a V6. And, you know.
They're not economic enough at the moment, I don't think. I mean, come on. The battery itself makes more pollution than it does a fucking diesel car or something. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Plus the electricity that's generated to go to charge the batteries is, you know, by burning gas and, you know, I mean, we do have solar and. Hey,
hello, Melissa.
Hello, Mr. Mawson. Hello, Ryan. Hello.
Hello.
Nico to Dinkum, as usual. Normally Aussie. Aussie. Oi. Aussie.
That's it.
Well, here you go. If I was to visit Australia, what would be the best month for me to?
Well, you definitely. Well, I don't know. Really, depends what you're looking for. You know, like if you wanted to look at beaches and do water.
I want heat. I want July weather at my grandparents' times by 2.
Well, July here is winter, so you definitely want to come during. Sorry?
I know it is. I'm from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, what are you? South African, isn't it? Is that right?
Yes.
Ish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, South African and Adelaide weather's not too far apart, really. It's very similar latitude.
I'm surprised it still works. I dropped it in my tea earlier on. It malfunctioned.
They're waterproof.
Oh, that's smoking.
No, my vape.
They're waterproof.
I dropped it in the tea like that, and it went all in the button and started malfunctioning.
Tea flavoured vape. Yeah, great.
Punk, rather than me fucking hot tea. Like, nice.
No, that would be funny.
Drying it out. Blowing it.
If there was a tea flavoured vape, like disposable vape, to ever come out,
But the funny thing is, though, I ordered another one. The fucking same one. Thinking it wasn't working, and now it's fucking working.
Well, once it dried out, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got 2. I've got one on the way tomorrow. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, I'm sure there is a tea flavoured vape somewhere. Someone must have done one.
Yeah, but
it'd probably be green tea or something like that.
Ew.
Well, so it seems healthier for the masses.
You can get whiskey flavour.
Do you?
Whiskey flavoured vapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Morton's on it. Right, I'm going to get
it. That won't be like smoking a cig, though, would it?
I know there's a coffee flavoured, Liam. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've had that.
Yeah, Matt's got that one, and he's mixed it in. Said to him, you should bring brandy out so you can have a coffee and brandy. It'd be nice.
You remember those, what was it, Wee Willem? Or something like that? There were cigars and they had port flavoured tips, mouthpieces.
Really?
And like, yeah. So it was like a little mini thin cigar, and it had a plastic mouthpiece that when you put it in your mouth, it released like the port wine flavour. See, yeah.
I don't know whether they'd be all right or not. I like port actually. I've come to love it now. Oh no, Melissa, the one I had from Portugal. Oh, it's fucking beautiful. I thought it was going to have a horrible sharp taste to it, but it's just sweet all the way through.
Ooh, sweet.
I was proper surprised, believe me. Yeah. Ooh, look at you. Ooh.
It's not those, those hybrid cigarettes, where on the filter you got that little pellet that you crack. And have you seen those? Like you squeeze the filter.
I think they stopped them in the UK now. I don't know. I thought they were stopping them.
The menthol.
Yeah, they probably have. I haven't smoked a cigarette in over 4 years now. So.
Yeah.
I buy these because they bought those. They've pulled back loads of these vape juices because they're 50% tobacco in them. So they kept becoming dangerous. And I think it was it's not the Elux.
No, it was the
Bingo juice. It is. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
But I smoked them.
Oh, yeah.
They've taken off the Elf bars as well in the supermarkets at the moment as well, aren't they?
Elf. That's it, Elf.
Yeah, because you can still get them, Liam. Nice. As in the cigarettes we talked about earlier. Yeah, because the Elf bars were apparently they're meant to be 2% nicotine and all that, and they're 3.2 or something. Yeah. So it's like, oh, never mind.
Oh well, yeah, never mind. Strong as eggy. Be like smoking Camel, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Filterless, yeah.
Camel,
Black Death fags. You ever had them Black Death?
My favourite.
I've got a box of Death fags which I had years ago. Yeah, I've showed them before. I've got loads of different ones, and one was Death cigarettes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Black
with
Death
the
with a skull and crossbone on it.
skull and crossbones on it. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. I'll see if I can find it for you, Melissa, because I showed it before. We just got to go behind the bar. Hang on.
I tell you, the
Oh, has
cigarette.
he got a pub?
Never. I will
Has John got
never,
a pub?
ever.
No, that's his shed.
Oh, sorry, go on.
The cat wants to go through the door.
It's his
I
man
will-
cave.
I will never, ever, ever smoke a Cheyenne cigarette again in my life.
Wait a minute. Push the door, Sims. There you go.
Cheyenne.
Melissa.
Push it more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucking hell. Wow. Cool.
Mental, aren't they?
Yeah. Fucking not off. It's like,
Can't get them now.
What cats?
No, they're like really, really, really strong cigarettes. They blow your head
Yeah,
off.
they were just strong cigarettes,
Mm.
Oh,
and they're
Stop
they
making
did
them,
like
didn't
a thing that if you signed up to them or something that you get your they'd pay for your funeral, or your coffin or something. Whether that ever came to fruition, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Adrian.
So they're wanting you to buy them to kill you.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they're called Black Death.
Mm.
You could be a smoker for 10, 15 years and you'd light one of those up and you'd still get a nicotine rush.
God, imagine having one of them now, John. Oh, fucking hell.
Tell you the most fanciest cigarettes I ever smoked. I was getting them out of. I come across them in New York, like they're handmade, and they're like they're black, and the filter is gold leaf, and it's got activated charcoal in the filter as well. And they're called Nat Sherman's Black and Gold. And
All right.
yeah, I tell you what, mate. Talk about freaking smooth, and they're like really long and thin. They come in like a box that opens up like a book, you know.
Well,
Friggin' fancy
what?
pants, bloody cigarettes, almost like prestige, you know, when you open them up, because someone will come up to you and go, "Oh, can I bum a smoke?" You know, and it's like, yeah, you open it up and they're like, "Oh, no, it's all right." You know, they just think, "No, that's good."
Yeah.
That looks too expensive for my taste, you know. Like,
What's up, babes?
Yeah,
Do you want-
that'd be well bad, wouldn't it? Like,
Do you want a bit of vape?
cigarette, what a nightmare.
Me
You
cat
tell
wants to
him
smoke
run
me
and do
vape.
his injection in a minute.
Can smoke me vape? Yeah,
We're walking in.
honey.
it's gone
Yeah.
up, the cigarette prices tremendously. Like,
Oh,
Jesus.
cats like that.
Yeah, it's all fucking, what is it? It's all this, what's it? Yeah,
And
it's
then the
that.
fucking cat just took a big whiff of me blueberry and she was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cat's
okay.
going, no, don't want it.
Yeah, it's like, "Bleh."
Yeah.
good day, Adrian.
My dad didn't know.
Hello, Adrian. Good night, Adrian. See you in a minute, Adrian.
Adrian. Who's Adrian?
How much?
Hello,
How much do
Mr.
you
Mawson.
Yeah, that love.
Your then?
Sorry,
yeah,
Ryan, what
yeah.
did you say?
I want to know, like, how much do you guys spend on cigarettes, and then I want to ask you, Dinkum, how much they are in Australia.
Very
Yeah, I know, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're here in Australia. They're like, well, last time I looked, which wasn't that long ago, maybe a few months ago, I've seen them on
You
sale.
need to do an injection, Dad.
A 35, a
Right.
pack of 35 was $65.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
About,
We pay
just over,
£10.50.
$65. That's sound.
yeah, they're about,
35 quid
yeah.
in our money.
about $2.
50 quid.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
so about a just over a quid a cigarette, you know. Yeah,
So, like,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. When I came back from America from Thanksgiving,
Cheap, aren't they?
when I was in Charlotte, I bought a 200 carton of them. All right, It cost me $25.
Yeah, I don't know. They're so cheap in America.
200.
Yeah, but
you can't
that's
bring them
China, so
over.
you know there's not tobacco in it.
Excuse me.
Who's done that?
John,
Me?
I've
Excuse
still
me.
got-
You dirty.
Mr. Mawson.
Yeah,
You dirty
Get it out,
bastard.
Well,
lad.
all
You
right.
dirty bar steward.
I forgot all
So
life.
Liam gets them for £5 a packet of 20. I get
Yeah,
50
the cheap
grams for
ones.
£8.
Yeah.
There you go. That's from November.
Why is it from
Oh, don't be
November?
out
Why
to
haven't you
feed me now.
why haven't you smoked it?
Because I dropped
50
it
grams
for
into
£8.
my drink.
He's saving it.
That's a good
You
deal.
what?
I dropped it into my
50 gram
drink.
for
You
£8.
can see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you
dropped
dropped
it
it
in.
in something. Doesn't
Oh,
make
I'm
it.
just
Just do
keeping
that
it
with the
as a
lighter and dry
souvenir.
it out.
I mean, I
What is
probably
it?
could smoke it, but
No worries,
Yeah, of
Adrian.
course you could.
I'm not going to.
Check on your animals, son. Check to see if
Yeah,
there's
don't
anybody
check
out
on 'em.
there. Get off my
Don't put
fucking
them
land.
somewhere so we can all come to yours for a raid.
But no, and I love
Don't
it
come
in
into
America.
Adrian's.
You have to be
Yeah, I
20.
think I paid about £28 when I was in New York for Marlboro.
I can get a pack of fags, like proper cigarettes, for £8 as well.
No,
But
I
Yeah.
know.
I'll get the backy for £8. So it's like, yeah, have that as well.
Yeah, but that's funny.
Yeah,
that
I
you
used to get cheap stuff, but I stopped getting them off him because he stopped going over to France because of all
Oh,
the
this one
imports and
these
all
ones
that.
come from Poland.
Bad and writing on it. On the
There's
package. Yeah.
there's a shop where I live, and I don't know what they do, how they do it, but they supply cigarettes at the price that I'm happy with. So yeah, I'll buy that.
I paid
Yeah,
£10
that's because there's no
for them.
VAT on it. That's why.
So
Oh, absolutely.
I spent about £90 on fags a week.
You know.
And last night I only had 3 cigarettes with the vape. And normally I'd smoke about 15. So the vape's helping because there's nicotine in that. There's nicotine salt in it.
I don't smoke that much, to be honest. I mean, I don't smoke in the day, not really. And I
Well,
just smoke at night, which is a bit strange.
Well, I mean,
Oops.
I
I
just
smoke
love-
all the time.
Yeah, I know. Beer, smoke, beer, smoke, beer, smoke.
Yeah. No, not all the time. Well, on the weekend, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, all right. All right,
Hello,
Mum.
Dad. Hello, Mum.
It's my mum. Yeah.
Get off that internet.
They'll be telling me that. They'll tell me to get off channel now. They'll tell me to get off the channel.
They'll go and unplug the router.
Yeah, my dad will. He'll turn it all off.
Right, John, I'm going to head off, bud.
Okay, mate, no worries. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
up.
I'm gonna have to go.
Cheers for having me on.
Bye, Ryan.
See you soon.
See you, Ryan.
I'll see you all later.
Take care, Ryan.
Bye.
Thoroughly awful, man.
Yeah, I'm going. All right.
Fucking horrible.
You got to go as well, Mr.
What?
Mawson, or are you deliberating with the family?
My dad's in the kitchen.
Oh, he can come on.
What
Get
are
him
you
to come
gonna
on.
do?
Get him to
The
say
dad's
hello.
in the kitchen. What am I gonna do?
There's a dad in the kitchen, but I'm going to do well.
Say hello, Dad. Keep dragging me into stuff.
Hello, Dad.
Hello.
Hello, Mr.
Hey,
Mr.
bud.
Mawson. Hello,
Respect.
Mr. Mawson.
Respect to Mr. Mawson's dad.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mawson.
Mr. Mawson.
That's a
Mr. Mawson.
Yeah.
How is he doing on this fine evening?
Say again. How are you doing
I
on
said-
this fine evening? Oh, I'm all right.
Good, good. Got the tinnies in. Gonna watch a bit of TV, is it?
Yeah, watch it telly. I'm
Ah, good,
What's
good.
your telly?
favourite bits. All right. Oh, yeah.
Your mum showered here now.
I know. Right, I'm gonna go. I've got to go.
There's
Yeah.
something going on with
Okay,
this
mate.
vape because it's still going as I'm
I'm
not
gonna
pressing it.
go.
Mm.
All right, I'll see you all there.
All right, mate. You take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Bye, Mr. Mawson.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mr. Mawson.
Later.
Mr. Mawson.
And
Mrs.
all
Mawson,
that.
if she's there.
Yeah, and all the Mawsons, coming Mawsons, Nanu, and all that.
No.
That's awesome. Not fucking Mawson.
I know, yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely something going on with this vape because I'm pressing the button and it's carrying on as I'm not pressing it.
That's because you've got tea in it.
No, yeah, well, yeah, I suppose.
No, you blatantly told us earlier that you dropped tea in
I
the
know,
tea.
yeah.
No, I never did that.
Lies, yeah.
That's like in
Depends on
football
what
when they hack someone, they go, "It wasn't me," in front of 30,000 people. You fucking liar.
Yeah. And it's on the big screen, getting replayed over and over in slow
Yeah,
motion.
it wasn't me. It was my twin.
I think,
But yeah. If you drop shit like that in water or tea or fucking anything, they say like, yeah, because you can pull the battery out of it, and then
it's built in on this one.
it's built in. Ah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's no good then. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, they just shove it in a
I could take the
container
coil out
of
for you.
rice. Let
I'm
the
surprised
rice.
they haven't made them waterproof because, like, the disposable ones are waterproof. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
Right? But they ain't. That's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Mm.
But it must have got in the electrics in the button there as you press it. Because watch out, I press it and it'll carry on going.
Yeah,
See?
usually where the charger plug
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
where in the hole in the bottom where the charger plug goes in,
I
water
think
gets
I'll
in
leave
there.
it for the rest for a minute. I'll have a fag instead. Yeah, well, I've got another one on the way, so it can be used as spare, I suppose.
Yeah, John, did you see the Americans shot down a third object just a few hours ago?
No? What, China
Yeah.
again?
Yeah. Oh, well, they don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure you could guarantee.
What are they
them.
playing at?
Well, there's been like when they had the first one that traversed across the whole of it sort of went through what's called Alaska and then through Canada and into the United States. At the same time, another one was floating around down over South America.
Right.
They shot the first one down. Then there was another one that came in. They said it was like shaped like a cylinder. It was different payload. And so they shot that down over Alaska. And now a third one they've just shot down just a few hours ago, just over Canada. And they're not really saying any details about what that was. But the Canadian Prime Minister agreed to let American aircraft fly in and take it out.
Okay.
And it's in the Yukon, actually, was where it came down. So that's where, the Yukon where they
Gold
have
Rush.
Gold Rush. Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah,
now they've got a
I
retrieval.
love that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
it's good
that
show,
one.
isn't it?
And the Opal.
I
one
do
as
like
well.
Gold Rush. I'd love to go out there and do a bit of that. Hard work, but it's worth doing it just for the experience.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing that over there, like in the Yukon and that, they mine flake, that gets sort of released down rivers and old ancient rivers and stuff. But
That's right, yeah.
yeah, with Australia, like in South Australia, where I
You've got
am,
nuggets,
gold,
didn't you, over there?
nuggets, big ass nuggets, mate. And people just walk around in the dust, with mine lab detectors, and pick up like.
Because they do,
4 ounce
don't they do
nuggets.
over there? Don't they do over where you are? They do
Hang on a minute.
dry mining as well, don't they? So they have it
Yeah.
rather than using water, they just put it all through like the machine.
Yeah.
And do
So
the same
it's-
thing, don't they? Depending on where they are and what they've got out there.
Yeah, so it's like the soil out there is like we call it bull dust, and bull dust is like it's like talcum powder. It's bright red, talcum powder. It just floats, and so they use a sedimenter and they just blast air, and so that the dust blows away in the wind, and the heavier shit, like the gold, sinks down, and they collect it that way. Pretty smart, really. But
it is, yeah. 'Cause obviously, gold's a heavy, well, one of the heaviest materials you got. So,
but there's so much of it here. Like, just not far out of Adelaide. It's a few hours, about 4 hours drive out. There's
I've seen them go out on they do like with the metal detectors, don't they? And they literally just sweep along
old creek
and then they
beds,
just dig in and get the old nuggets out.
Yeah, they I don't know. They know, looking at the topography, where to go, but pretty much if you choose an old dry creek bed that's got some mountains off in the distance, and you run along that, you're bound to find something, But the biggest gold deposits I've seen anywhere is Roxby Downs. They have the uranium mine out there, and I know I've got a few mates that work in the mine, and wherever there's uranium, there's gold, because they're both really heavy metals. And
how does that work then? Like, obviously, I don't know how they do the uranium, because uranium's what, radioactive, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's a yellow cake they're mining, yeah. So
how would they do that? Oh, we've got hang on, I've just got to get this. I think it's a troll, actually. Hang on, let's get them up on screen.
It's Matt.
Yeah, I know. It's a troll.
It's a troll.
Yeah.
Hello. I
Oh,
didn't
it's
know.
an invisible one.
I didn't know if it was true that you were on, so I just sort of connected. And see if you
Yeah,
were
I
on.
sent you the link.
You sent me the link, and
I sent you the link as well.
I don't always read my messages until it's too late, and then I go, oh, they've finished. So yeah,
Oh,
if you want to get my attention more than that, you'd have to ring
ring
me.
him.
You have to ring me. Yeah, I always tell people this. It's like, if you don't get an instant response, like, oh yeah, great. Anyway, maybe they felt like they had to invite me on, but they didn't really want me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. I
Just
thought
did it out of
I'd send the link, but fuck it. If you don't come up, we don't care. We ain't lost nothing.
Yeah.
Do I actually chance having any of this or not?
What are you talking about, Melissa?
I dropped it in my cup of tea earlier on. Matt, I dropped it face down in my cup of tea.
Oh,
Me
what
vape.
nicotine? Your vape?
Hello, Mitch.
The vape, yeah.
Have you cleaned out the container that's got all the?
Yeah, but it's got into the button in the electric where I press it on and it keeps on firing. One of them,
You're
innit?
going to suck on it, and it's going to electrocute your lips.
It's going to go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah,
Cup
if
of tea
it's,
flavour.
I would have put it on like a heater or something, or a radiator, and leave it on there for about an hour, and then all the
Just
water.
wanted to suck it, really.
Yeah, but you don't want to get into the electronics. Mine is
It
waterproof.
already is.
Mine is
Oh, is
actually waterproof, so you can drop it in water and
You
take
can
it out.
vape underwater.
I dropped it. I dropped mine earlier on, as it happens, and look, it snapped off the tip.
Oh,
Oh,
Was that a new tip?
It was a new tip. Yeah,
nothing worse than snapping off your tip, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've just ordered for £4 now a metal one, because
I've
plastic.
just bought a brand new one of these, 30 quid.
Plastics are for spastics. Yeah.
You don't want to go breaking your tip off.
No. Make me feel like I want to go and get some beer now. I haven't drunk in days. I'll go and get a beer. I'll go and get a beer then. Shall I go and get a beer?
If you want to get a beer, you get a beer.
Yeah,
I'll
why
get
not?
a beer.
Yeah,
Look,
go and get beer.
they talked me into it. Look, there we are. Right.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to get
you
some.
don't have a beer now already.
I've
Should have came
got
prepared.
like a bottle of champagne somewhere, just because someone goes to it at Christmas, and I'm debating whether to drink it.
You're feeling a bit festive, John.
Not really.
Hey, do you
Just,
want me to tell you something? I can't turn it off.
it's going to burn out. Well, it's not turning off.
No, you press it 5 times to turn it off, and it won't turn off.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh shit.
I was just plugging on the charger.
Fucking hell, you don't want to plug it in the charger. It'll probably
I
blow
was
up.
just joking. No, I just seen it. Yeah, just watch it go up in flames.
Fucking lithium battery. Woo.
Yeah,
Gone.
burn the bloody house down.
Yes, Mark. Matt's car is fixed. Yeah, I'm sure he'll tell you when he comes back on. But I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
Might as well get me money's worth and keep on sucking it. Till it again.
That's
Yeah.
what she said. Yeah, I've got to get one of them because I keep getting the disposable ones, but like I haven't found one I want yet though, like a decent one. Not for
nice. Well,
not for
these
decent
are
money
good,
anyway.
As long as you don't drop them in tea.
Hello.
Hello,
Everyone. Hello. How is
Hello.
everyone doing? All right. How's it going?
Yeah,
good.
have you finished? I take it you
Good,
finished
Daniel.
yours then.
Yeah, I finished mine. I finished about 50 minutes ago. Obviously,
Yeah, I
I
was
told
thinking
everyone
of
to come. I told everyone to come over here as well to show
Did ya?
Daniel Ulrich, the
Yeah.
Daniel Ulrich raid.
Mm.
and
Oh,
John
that's very
Bengles
kind
chat.
of you.
No, we
All
picked
right.
up one extra viewer.
Yeah,
That's right.
well, there wasn't that many people watching, and it was the first time I had because I don't really do paddle live streams much anymore. This
We
is
know you just
the
had-
first one in a
You
while.
sent me a video with you fucking doing all this on the fucking video. They're like,
Yeah, well, that was yesterday. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I done it yesterday. I done that one yesterday. But yeah, it's pretty. That speaker is ridiculous.
Like this, going,
It's fucking literally. I've got the bass on it on the equalizer, like to the max.
And it's
Everything's
like
shaking in
with
the
his head.
house.
He does this with his head, you know.
Jeez.
You just say, what the fuck?
Yeah, do what? Yeah.
Yeah, that bass was proper naughty, but it was
Yeah.
you had it so
Yeah.
high, so distorted. I'm like, oh come on, you're
Yeah.
gonna blow your speaker.
Nah, honestly, it's really like in person. It's a lot better than hearing it through like a headset or anything like that. It's much better in person.
It was the microphone distorting, not the speaker. Yeah.
Did you hear the door? The door. I had the laptop near the door, and the door was shaking and vibrating to the music as well. It was fucking. It's a good job the neighbours were bloody out. It's a good job they gone out. Otherwise, I'd be getting bloody complaints. Fucking getting everyone to come knocking on the door. You turn it down, please.
Bloody Jane. Jane, my missus, she put bloody like one of those things that got like fragrant oil in a glass bottle sort of thing, and you have these like satay sticks coming out of it to
I've got some of them.
Yeah, and it was sitting on, and she put it on the speaker, and I had the music pumping, you know, and it just fucking, you know, with vibration, it just walked itself off the edge and fucking splattered onto the carpet.
Oh,
fucking hell. I was spewing, mate. Like, you put that shit in my fucking carpet. It's oil, you know. It's like fucking hell. So she's down
that
there
stuff's
on the floor.
really oily, isn't it? I've got some at work, and I put it in my office just so the office smells nice.
Matthew
no other reason.
Promoted you.
And I'm setting it all up, and I'm mate, all on my hands. I'm like fucking oil everywhere.
Oh, you had sticky hands. Ooh,
it's like lamp oil.
No worse than having sticky hands.
Sticky, smelly hands.
Remember, Melissa, when I was on the phone to you yesterday? Remember, or before that?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Awesome at a wrong moment, you know.
A wrong moment, yes. I was a bit out of breath.
It was a bit occupied.
A bit occupied. Yeah. And I just
Melissa, I've just fucking. I was like, okay, all right. I don't want to know what you're doing.
You rang at the wrong time. Say the very wrong time. It's a good job the fucking camera. Good job the fucking camera wasn't on. I can say that much.
He rang me and I declined it because I was over somewhere else. I was on Paranormal Quest.
Oh no.
And
I'm sorry, Melissa. I rang you by mistake with my fucking hands.
He went, I said, is it really important that you want me to ring you? And then I rang him, and then he was in the middle of it. Yeah.
Evening Storm, evening Steve Arnold, evening Laura.
John,
I was busy choking the chicken.
Matt put a teaser out for this, so yeah, you can watch the numbers climb up now.
Yeah, he put it out.
Ooh. Oh, hello,
Mind
Matt. You
you.
all right? How you doing?
We've
All right,
almost
mate,
hit
yeah.
70 now.
Good lad. Good lad.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm doing all right. I like them videos that you sent that were like top notch. Top notch. Did you?
Oh, I know.
Did you like? Did you like? Did you? Did you?
Sending me them. Daniel's sending me
Yeah.
them. He put one with me with a beard on.
Yeah.
The fuck?
What?
I'm gonna do more actually.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
done one
do.
with me with a beard.
I've got 3 days, 3-day free trial. So I'm gonna see what else I can do on there. Hopefully they'll put some new songs on it and put people's faces. That'll be quite cool. That'll be cool. But they
Should we
don't
show
fucking.
people some of them for a giggle?
Yeah. The thing
Go
is,
ahead,
still may have
do
to
what you
be.
gotta do.
Some might be copywritten, but I think it's like they're only short anyway, so not really.
Come on then, Tim.
Not really
Let's
have like
go.
a big effect.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, I
then.
should say them are really funny. Really good.
Do you want to go for it, John? I mean, there might be copyright issues, but you're not monetized anyway at the moment, are you? So it don't matter.
I don't give a shit, do it. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
There's quite a few of them. So this is
Yeah.
the one that Daniel did of me, which started me off using this Wombo AI, which is
Yeah.
hang on. I have
I
to
think
click
I got off him
I
and
have to
Daniel
click
told
the-
them yesterday.
share audio. Oh, it was clicked. Sorry. Oh no, I did have to click it. Yeah, if I do this. Anyway, here we are. So you can have the audio as well now, which is part of it.
Come on then, John.
Yeah,
we
how
can't
do I
hear
do that? Hang on. How do I share it?
It's somebody else coming in as another person on the
Oh,
panel.
here we go. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, we go.
Ready?
Oh,
Oh,
That's brilliant.
look at the mouth movements.
Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea.
Yeah. And then we got this
Angels one. Yeah,
this one.
Good afternoon, sir. Could we interest you in some
this was funny as fuck. This one.
chocolate? Did you say chocolate? Chocolate? Chocolate! Chocolate!
Look at the face. Jesus.
And then
That was hilarious, that one.
we had some really weird ones like this one then, which was
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
The fuck?
It looks like you're having a stroke. I can see your face going like that.
is I recorded myself pulling jibs, you know, like sort of like going like, all right, just so that it would be wacky to start with. Let me see if I can find a couple of the others because there were some really bizarre ones.
I've done some of you and Jordan that were quite funny, like the combo ones. And the combo ones were quite good.
There's the hang on.
If you want to send the link to Nocturnal, go ahead.
Oh.
I can't. I'm on my phone at the moment.
Yeah, me too. I can't do nothing.
Geordie, how are you today?
Steve, it's in Discord on Barry
Did I?
Temporals. It's in there, I think.
Oh shit.
You shared it in there, John, didn't you?
I shared it in the stream, yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I can put it
Just
back
scroll
up if you
back
want.
up, you'll be able to find it. I scroll, I'll be up there.
See if I can do it again. If not, I'll just pop back in again.
That's right. I can do it, mate, if you want.
Oh, go on, son. Yeah, yeah. I'm not used to my phone because, like, I don't normally do it on my phone. But like I said,
Yeah.
my laptop's knackered. The hard drive is kaput, really.
I mainly join on my phone. I mainly join live streams on the phone. The only issue is the battery. It eats the battery. That's the only problem with it. The phone gets really hot, really hot.
I'm not a mod, so
the only thing I'm
not
sure about was, did I share it from a screen where I popped back to another screen, which would have then shown WhatsApp and shown people's names and details?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Good.
But my number wasn't on there, so that's all right. I don't think.
Right, and here's another one, which is a legendary one because I did this sort of like weird face and it put the mouth on my chin.
Yeah.
I think
Here we go. Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready, mate. Here we go.
Okay.
That's disturbing.
Right,
That is
Tess.
wrong.
Me.
Jesus.
It's a very famous Japanese song, that one.
Yeah. So I took a photo and I went double chin like that. You know.
I might do some of them do silly faces and just then put them on there. It'd be quite funny. I might do that later on.
It's great fun. So there's a whole selection of stuff. You started me off with some yesterday, but somebody's also like turned my voice into a song where a sample of me saying something is like going la 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 la, and like that's
on voice. I want to try that one out, mate. I want to do that. Like just the voice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like Songify.
I don't think I've sent that out to anyone, but I could probably bring those up if you're interested. I don't know if anybody's interested. Are you interested in seeing some more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah.
What you want to do, mate? Just tell me, and I'll put it on. It's the show for everyone.
Yeah, hang on then. This was Zach sent me these, and they were quite bizarre. They were really bizarre, sort of like little things he did.
Forbidden shadow.
Okay. Oh, this is actually from his YouTube channel. It's an unlisted video. So, but I think the only reason they're unlisted is because he wanted to ask my permission, you know. And it's like I said, yeah, I don't give a shit, man. So here we go, then. Tell me when you're ready. I'll bring it up. I think it's not that one. Is it that one? No, this one.
Right, I'm ready. I'll put it on.
Okay, then.
All right, Laura.
Is it on?
Yeah. Can you not see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
You've been out.
Fucking icons at the bottom. Zach's always fucking about with shit like this, and he.
Bit wacky, isn't it? He did some other ones as well. Hang on, let me just what's this? The secret scan. I don't know. It's just like I did say to him, you want to make them a little bit longer, like based on music we recognise, but
I've seen this one, yeah.
I don't get this one.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And you can't really see me in it. Don't make much sense, does it? Hang on, let me see.
I know, but you can hear your voice in it.
Yeah, and fart sounds.
It's looped your voice in it.
Yeah, here we go. And Sparta, this one is.
Never pay it. They never pay it. They never pay it. They never.
Yeah, that's trippy. Imagine watching that on acid. What the fuck?
He's fucking mad, Zach, when he fucks about like him.
I would love to do shit like that. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, he knows how to do it.
A lot of effort must have went into that.
Anybody on acid now? Look away.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be profusely vomit.
Anyway, it's enough of that because it's what the hell? What's that noise?
Don't know.
Has anybody got like a real
noise,
or is it something I'm playing in the background?
Yeah, I think it is.
Hopefully it isn't me. Hopefully it's not me with the echo again.
God, it sounds like a machine going.
Normal now. Fucking
sounds like a
what? All right now.
Can you?
got birds and a car.
Try
was just
muting
driving
your
past.
audio, Dan, for a sec.
All right, I'm going to
No?
try this champagne. I don't know what it's like.
Go on then, John. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry,
me?
it's my end. It's only coming through mine. It's my motorbike. It's the sound of my motorbike. It's finished rendering something in the background. Sorry. it was me.
Oh, I've got to
Sounds
fucking
like-
take this off now.
Jesus. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh no, it's going to pop and go bang.
Move it that way, so if it
Do,
pops,
do it,
it'll.
do it towards
it'll-
the door or something. I don't know.
Yeah, don't take
What's
your
he
eye
doing?
Here
off.
we go.
What's he doing again?
Very sorry.
I'm
It was
me
me.
cringing like this.
He's uncorking a bottle of champagne.
Ah, yeah. Be careful in the eye.
Oh, that was easy enough.
Some champagne.
Yeah.
Let's see
Dom
his face now.
Perignon,
Go.
vintage 1959.
No, I think
Okay.
it's just a normal brute, whatever it is. Fucking yesterday.
Last time I had
That's,
champagne was at my brother's wedding about 7 years ago. It was actually really good, really nice champagne. I can't remember the type of champagne it was, but the name brand or anything like that. But it was really
oh no,
good
I
stuff.
hate champagne.
I love
It's
champagne.
disgusting.
I've still got a bottle from when I got married about God knows how long ago, and I've been divorced since then. But I kept the bottle because it was quite good, and I'm just going to keep it till one day I think, right, fuck it, I'll just go and drink it.
Celebrate my
And then
union.
piss it against
Save
the
it for
wall.
your
You know?
next wedding, eh? Save it for your next one.
Matt, Lee, where are we? Hang on. Lee Bridgewater.
Lee
He says,
Bridgewater.
what's he saying? He says, hope you're all okay. Matt, what do you think of all these UAPs being shot down over the US? Last one in the last hour at Lake Huron. Maybe Super Bowl big event? Question mark.
Yeah, I heard about the Super Bowl.
Well, I've just been watching them prior to coming on here. I was literally watching a range of videos that have been put out about it. And it was interesting because apparently there's conflicting information that's come from the pilots that shot one of them down, and they don't concur on what it looked like. And one of them said they experienced problems with their equipment, like their equipment was faltering, like you get with UFO incidents. And the other one said he had no such problems, but then they shot it down. Now they haven't recovered it yet, and they haven't mentioned it, but they said that they don't think it was a balloon. Now, if it's not a balloon and it's managing to stay up there in the upper atmosphere, then it's either a drone or is it one of these tic-tac things that, you know, we've been hearing a lot about? Because one report was that it was shaped like a tic-tac, but larger than the things that have been, like a cylinder. And with no visible means of propulsion, how is it managing to stay aloft? And they're flying at low speeds, so aerofoil, you know, they need a wing. They need a very large wing to be flying at low speeds. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially at 40,000 feet. You know?
Yeah, and they're keeping tight-lipped about it, saying, "Oh, we haven't managed to get out yet with the balloon. Oh, it's gone to the bottom of the sea, so we haven't managed to recover it." Honest, and then it's Alaska. We shot it down on the ice. Oh, but it's so hard to get to. What, with a helicopter and guys on ropes? Really? Really hard to get to, is it? And literally get down there, hook it up, and lift it up with a sky crane. Really? It's a real problem, isn't it? They're keeping tight-lipped about it at the moment, and will they come out and tell us what it was? I wonder.
Probably not.
The thing that gets me is the fact they said that they've shot it down, but they haven't identified what it is. Generally, when the first rule of firearms is before you pull the trigger, you must identify what the hell you're shooting at. You don't shoot at light. You don't shoot at sound. You know, you don't shoot at movement. You know, you identify the object before you pull the trigger. And I'm sure they would have identified that object. They're just not saying what it is yet. That's all, for whatever reason.
Maybe what will happen now, and the controversy you can see it's going to come, is they're going to say that it was a weather balloon, but maybe it was a tic-tac UFO.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because there was a guy from the CIA was on there, and he said, well, I dealt personally with one of these incidents where we tried to shoot something down, but it was traveling at Mach 6, and we couldn't keep, we couldn't get anything near it.
Mach 6?
Mach 6. So what he was saying, and this is a CIA guy, he basically got it in there. Somebody's got nice heavy breathing.
Yeah,
Sounds like you're in a wind tunnel.
sorry,
Sounds like she's in a, sounds like you're in a bloody wind tunnel, Melissa. Bloody hell.
I know,
Well,
I'm
she's
trying to write
looking
bloody
down, breathing.
John's PayPal link. Sorry.
Yeah. But he dropped that into this, and he's a CIA analyst, and he just said, well, look at this. There are unexplains, and we never caught that thing, you know, and it sort of went streaking through, and we never caught it. So what he's alluring to there, I think, is like there's a lot of this goes on, and maybe some of it is stuff that we've never identified. So, you know, part of the whole mystery UAP type thing, UFO, as it used to be called, now called UAPs. But yeah, I think that what might happen is if it was something highly unusual, is they would say it was a weather balloon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is, nobody's saying where this stuff's come from, but isn't it weird? A balloon comes across the United States and they let it go for ages to make a big news story of how it's a balloon. Yeah. Then they shoot it down. Then Tic Tac comes along, maybe they shoot that down. That's what they're really interested in. But they'll call all of them now weather balloons because of the big hype behind weather balloons, China weather balloons. Yeah. So if anything is shot down now, which is highly significant, they'll hide it behind the story of a weather balloon. Just saying.
It's the new swamp gas.
Yeah.
John, you've got the FBI following your channel. The FBI in the chat.
No, they follow
Yeah, next we need the now we need the CIA now and the freaking MI6 and that.
That'd be all right. I've got 103 people watching, which is unusual for me. So thanks for everything. Thanks, everyone.
You were doing well. You had
Bloody hell.
59 before I advertised it, so it's doing quite well. But I mean, a lot better than somebody we know who only had 14 people, and then I started my live stream and it went all the way down to 2 people.
I wonder who that could be.
The thumbs up, guys, if you haven't already.
I'm surprised my phone hasn't started going ping, 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 ping.
I just
ping
have to
yet.
remember it off by heart. I was like, hang on a minute. I think I've got it.
Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate that.
No
I am
worries.
getting a gimbal, but I've got to get my hard drive first. So.
Oh, you've got to get a hard drive now. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. I can't use it. It's working, but I can't use it at the moment because if I use it and it just goes completely dead, I've lost a hell of a lot of information. So I've got to wait till I get the hard drive, then transfer it all over.
Transfer it over.
Yeah, I'll do a backup.
All right, then
take
everybody donate to get him a laptop.
Yeah, donate.
Well, just a hard drive. But if you want to get me a laptop, happy days.
Yeah.
Hi, Frank, and hi, Laura.
Yo, Frank.
And
Hello,
everyone else.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Laura.
Frank.
Hi,
Hi,
Tim.
Frank.
Hi,
How you
everyone.
doing?
Hello,
Come
John
on,
Boy.
Frank.
Hello, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think this stuff about the UAPs is very interesting, but I mean the fact that they're keeping a lot of it classified, I mean it just begs the question: has somebody else out there, has some other government got this type of sophisticated technology, maybe anti-gravity, something which is very unconventional, you know, and this is why they don't want to talk about it, because it's either the US or it's going to be some other major power. And considering the strides China's been making in its technological stuff, I mean, I think China's well ahead of Russia, really, in terms of technology these days.
Yeah.
They've got the money to invest in it as well, which Russia doesn't. So
the only technology that China's got, though, is whatever anybody else has got, because everything that they've got, they've stolen off of every other Western country. So they don't have anything more advanced than America. Because they don't do any R&D.
Yeah, you say that, but I mean, most of the lasers and advances in lasers and, you know, putting it into affordable categories, all that stuff's come out of China. So, yes, lasers were invented by the West, but advances in lasers and bringing them down to a, you know, affordable price, you know, like is all China. And they've also done more than any other country, apparently, to look into the scalable nuclear reactors, which are safe nuclear reactors, such as the thorium. they're looking into that, because if they could be the first country to crack that, then you could basically have shipping container size nuclear reactors, which could be spread all over the place and would, solve the problem of energy without relying on solar or wind. And the West is dragging its heels on this because, reliance on, major
Fossil.
nuclear energy and fossil, they don't want that revenue source to disappear, because that will mean that it will be cheap, safe nuclear energy for everyone.
Oh yeah,
And-
that would if they bought that out and it was in the wild. Well, their profits for the coal and nuclear everything that'll go down straight away. There'd be no contest.
I say, I don't say this very often, because I don't really like China because of the way that the human rights things. But if they succeed in that and start rolling that out, that will be a two fingers to the West, because it will actually be something that China has developed well ahead of the West. So I think that would be interesting. I mean, it was invented by the West because it was invented in the 1960s for potential use in submarines, but nobody carried on the research and took it to fruition. So China's picked up on this as an idea now, and if they do it, I think they'll be rubbing the rest of the world's noses in it by saying, well, clean nuclear energy, folks. Yeah.
Well, unless someone invents fusion, and then, fission's out the window, and fusion.
You talk about cold fusion.
Yeah, cold fusion. Yeah.
Thought you were going to bed, Mr. Mawson.
He's sitting there like Daniel was the other night, wasn't he? Waiting to ring someone.
His mum and dad gave him a hall pass for stay up late. Yeah.
Hey, my friend says there were lasers over Hawaii. I've not heard about that. What's that then?
Yeah, it's on. It was third phase of Moon, I think, brought it up. But it was like a LiDAR type satellite that was scanning, and because at the observatory they have cameras that are were night vision cameras and stuff, it was able to actually see the invisible laser beam scanning the surface. So it was just these series of stripes going across the sky from space, and they tracked the time and the declination and said, that was this Chinese satellite that was they said its true purpose was supposed to be scanning CO2 and methane levels and gases like greenhouse gases and stuff, but it also funnily enough does topography with the LiDAR that does penetrate through vegetation and even below the ground level a little bit as well. So they've been doing sweeps across Hawaii where there are military bases, and there's Air Force and naval stuff there. So they reckon that this is everything's all sort of like jigsaw pieces, all sort of starting to come together, that they've really like cranking things up in as far as watching the Americans and what they're doing, because they said that this has a lot to do with their interests in when they're going to, not if, but when they're going to attack Taiwan. So
right, I'm looking at something here now. US shoots down over Lake Huron, live breaking news coverage, live stream on the anonymous official channel, right? I've clicked it and it says not available. So it's only available to people in the United States. They're stopping it. They've blocked it going out to other people.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It only happened a few hours ago. And
it's been blocked on YouTube. Now, why would they be rushing to block something like that on YouTube?
It's a bit sauce.
I don't know. Try on if you want to try and find it. Try on somewhere like Rumble, because that's not censored at all.
Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, Rumble's like BitChute. It's just another
another
platform.
server.
I tell you what, I'll put the link in, right, for anyone who's in the United States or anyone who can see this stream. Right, I'll put it in the thing. Tell us if you can see it. Tell us if you can see it and which country you're in, and tell us which country you're in if you can't see it.
Can't see it.
Okay. Yeah, and we can work out geographically then where they're blocking, where they don't want people seeing this.
Yeah, I've got a VPN, but I've got it switched off at the moment because I'm downloading something and I can't have VPN on when I'm downloading a particular type of file.
I can get the live version of it on the channel.
Yeah. Oh, look! Somebody actually just said on the comments. They said they shut you down, so they shut the stream down. They shut the stream down on the probably on this live stream. So what were they talking about on the anonymous official channel? Right. It's got 3.72 million subscribers, and literally they had YouTube slice their stream midstream.
Got 925 people in it at the moment.
925.
Yeah, that's the Pentagon press conference UFO over horizon breaking footage. So it's
Michelle Mason says she can't see it in the US.
Yeah.
I would have thought there'd be more people watching it than 925. Like, to be fair,
I suppose if they have shot a UFO down, right, that will probably mean there's more shit's going to hit the fan than just like if it's a weather balloon.
Yeah, live stream's gone offline. It's literally just gone offline.
Some drama going on.
I get recording is not available.
I haven't checked yet. I'm on
an Australian IP.
What are you saying, Daniel?
So
I can't click on the link because I'm on StreamYard chat.
What?
There's still people
Can't click on that link that Matt sent because I'm on the stream. I would have to go on YouTube and that'll put us off the stream. So I'll just have to.
So interesting, because no doubt whatever they were talking about in that live stream is now going to be people want to hear it even more.
Okay, Matt. So, if you want to see it, there's in the description of that suspended stream. It says here, breaking news coverage at Agenda Free TV.
I've just got it now.
Well,
there's 8,000.
It's just gone
there's 8,000 people watching.
Offline.
Jesus.
And it is live.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, they are.
Thanks to all of our viewers. Thanks to you guys for sending me news updates, letting me know what you're hearing, and for watching as well. All right, I got to know. One of the viewers said it's starting to send.
Yeah, so they got 7,800 people watching it. So it's like.
Well, someone put it on here as well because that'd be even funnier just watching it go up.
Watch your stream get cut. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Well, I can't post the link.
I'll do
TikTok.
Yeah. just share the screen, it'd be all right.
Well, here's the live stream that's still live on Agenda Free TV. But it's interesting. It's interesting that this channel can get away with it, but when it goes on anonymous official, it gets chopped. Oh, they've just stopped. They've just stopped. It says live coverage has concluded.
Oh, for God's sake!
Wow.
So they've been broadcasting for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's just playing the same bit over.
Wow.
The one I've just posted is the full one.
Shows you what rock I've been living under. I didn't even know any of this shit was going down.
And why didn't you, Daniel? What the fuck is your problem?
I don't know. Maybe just I was doing other things. It was
so I
doing
gather.
his own live stream.
Yeah. Too much of down below, that kind of thing.
Oh, for God's sake, can't you leave it a rest? Give it a rest. You've got to break it.
I'll be broken, Melissa.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry, Melissa. That stuff.
You're gonna put it off and you don't stop.
I know.
Surprised it hasn't fell off, to be fair.
Jesus Christ.
No, the more you play with it, the bigger it gets.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time as well, like a very long time.
I bet your arm's killing you as well, isn't it?
No, but I will say the muscle on this arm is obviously a lot more defined and bigger than obviously on the left arm.
Like a spanner crab, you know? Yeah, you got one big claw.
Popeye, like Popeye.
Yeah, spanner crabs, they've got one tiny claw on one side and one big ass claw on the other. You know?
Matt, apparently the video's on Reuters.
Yeah, that's what Tracy's just said.
They've closed off a large area of airspace over one of the Great Lakes in the United States.
Yeah, Montana's airspace was shut down for completely. All domestic flights were moved out of there, and it was for about a couple of hours, about 2.5 hours of Montana's air traffic was all diverted.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah, what's going on, folks? I mean, like, you know, is China like literally pumping these things out, you know, like every couple of days, and they're like just going ha 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 ha, what are you going to do about that then? And why would they be doing such what would be classed as a pseudo aggressive move to be, you know, breaking into people's airspace without permission? Because the thing is, if they were to arrange to do this in some way, it probably would be authorized. Like a China aircraft can fly into the United States with authorization, you know, but like this is all being done without authorization. So what do China expect is going to happen if it was China?
Yeah,
they're not going about it the right way.
I've heard it. It's like basically there's a few theories. Well, one for a starter, if they knew that balloon was going across and it was all a mistake, as they initially claimed, then why didn't they actually let America know, for a starter, that something was going to intrude on their airspace? But ultimately, I reckon it's they're testing the defense systems. They want to see whether the US, where they pick it up, as soon as they pick it up, how fast they respond to it, and what their response will be. It's all just like putting out feelers and testing. You know, and if that equipment's like it can tell when it's being scanned and hit with radar, it's listening to transmissions between ground to air and satellite. Yeah, it's, you know, all reconnaissance, really, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, and they launched a stratotanker, which is a refueling aircraft, in the area that was closed off to all other aircraft. So that basically that's to refuel. And it was operating without a call sign, but it was picked up on Flight Radar 24. So it was, you know, it was being scanned by somebody, you know, and they know its location of where it was, but it's obviously flying up and down, refueling aircraft, because maybe they're expecting something else. You know, if you're going to refuel aircraft over the middle of the Great Lakes, which, you know, you'd probably be able to fly from side to side, you know, they're refueling them there, then they're expecting them to be up for a long time.
Yeah. Are you talking about like remember those tankers that are like made out of like they're like a giant helium airship with fuel just circling?
No. A stratotanker is a KC-135. It's an aircraft. It's a jet aircraft, but it's got the nozzle on the front to hook up to refueling from, you know, well, it's a nozzle on the back. It comes out of the back, and then fighter aircraft can
dock with it.
Here we go. Yeah, they're showing the NOTAMs, which it says no person shall enter this area. Yeah, up to flight level 30,000 feet.
See, Matt, that's
all very strange.
Sea field, so maybe this is their next step. He says.
Well, you know, maybe this is a lead up to what they're trying to do in Taiwan, because they're just prodding the United States now, because it's like, well, we're just about to do something. So as we're just about to do something, we're ramping things up. You know, we're ramping up antagonizing you because we're just about to do something.
Well, apparently the anonymous stream is back up.
Which live stream's back up?
Anonymous.
All right. Oh, it is back up, yeah. They started streaming 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And they've already got 1,200 people in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So this has just happened. It's interesting, isn't it? So this is the fourth object. I mean, this is starting to get interesting because, yeah.
All heating
I mean,
up.
I suppose China are pretty pissed off, like a lot of other countries, that the US feels that it can, when it wants to, it can overfly, with U-2s and things like that, which it feels the right that it can do it. But, of course, Russia shot down a U-2 in the 1960s, and there's no reason China couldn't do the same thing. But it's like you were saying, Dinkum, earlier on, like you have to know what you're shooting down. And do they know that there's somebody on board? I mean, it's a big decision to say shoot it down. You have to know
They
it's
did mention that.
manned
Funnily
or
enough,
unmanned.
they actually, you're right. Actually, they did mention that it was there were no personnel on board. It was unpiloted.
How do they know that, though? If
yeah,
it's shaped
exactly.
like a Tic Tac and it's the size of a car, how do they know there's nobody in there?
I don't know. That's exactly what they said, though.
Alien.
So,
I mean, it's not like Starship Enterprise where you can scan for life forms.
The interior.
Beam me up,
Melissa.
Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. What are you saying, Daniel? Look.
Nothing. Oh, no, I didn't say anything. Must have been all in your head, Melissa. I didn't say nothing. Yeah.
I just heard you mention my name.
Yeah. May have been Joe or something in your head, saying your name in his head.
Maybe this is the start of disclosure,
Mate, I'll tell you what, if that was, fucking hell, that would be that'd be mental, wouldn't it, though?
Was it? How long has this been going on for? Like 2 weeks, and we've had 4. So this is not going away, is it? Really? But I mean, I suppose if they're slow moving these things, but of course, the speeds are a lot faster in the upper atmosphere. I mean, you could be going like 100 miles an hour with no engine, just as a balloon,
Jet
but I
stream.
mean, it's still going to take you a long time to get something from China over. But I mean, like, are they there might be stuff that's already on the way. You know what I mean? It's like hasn't even reached the US yet, and it's kind of been launched, and we might be hearing a lot more about this over the next few days.
Well,
it's strange, isn't it?
Put it in capitals.
It's a bit weird though that they've shot it down over US, but they haven't been tracking it beforehand.
Oh, they will have. They'll have seen it probably about 100 to, well, at least probably 250 miles out, but probably with over the horizon radar even further.
Yeah.
There was one apparently released from New Zealand a few years back, which was they were saying it was some this guy who, he was a bit of involved in espionage over in the US as a Chinese spy there, and then developed technology. It was on the China show, Laoway and Serpenza, those two guys, and they were talking about how one of these balloons was it was a surveillance balloon, was deployed from fucking New Zealand. So they've been doing this shit for a while. But and another one where they actually had weapons payload hanging off the bottom of a balloon with these. They had 4 hypersonic missiles loaded into the gondola underneath the balloon. And apparently China's been desperately scrubbing all of this off of their internet because it was all on their own propaganda channels, internet channels, and they've been deleting it furiously. But people have already got it, either it's on the Wayback Machine or other people have already downloaded the videos that they've been trying to delete and scrub off the internet about balloons with weapons on them.
Well, it's interesting stuff for sure. It's interesting. I mean, I'll be watching this one over the next few days. But yeah, you know, this could be some sort of retaliation, like, you know, it could be some sort of build-up.
Mm.
It could
Yeah,
be
I think
retaliation, you know,
they're
for some
testing
sort of
the
like,
United States' defense systems, and it makes sense that they'd be doing that in preparation for, you know, for something.
Mm.
And especially like the US now, they're killing TikTok pretty much everywhere. Eventually, it'll be illegal. It'll be blocked because TikTok apparently also has a key logger in it, and so when you type your credit card details, your passwords, that goes straight to Dance Byte and straight into the CCP's database. And so it records your key logging, also location detection, all that sort of stuff, you know. And
that's nothing new, though, is it? Come on, I mean, a lot of programs have that.
I've never wanted to use TikTok, to be honest.
No,
and
me too.
yeah, I don't trust.
It's a bit lame. It's a bit lame, like lame.
Yeah. But if you have it on your phone and you don't use it, I'd say delete it immediately, uninstall it.
With immediacy, Dinkum, with immediacy. Delete it with immediacy.
Yeah, that's it.
Immediacy.
Jordan said that. He says immediacy, so I just copied over what he says.
Yeah, twat talk. That's it, ducks.
Terminate with extreme prejudice. Yeah.
You love TikTok, Tracy. Oh, what?
Oh, Tracy. Oh, there's always one, isn't there? There's always one.
Oh, it's
I
just
use
full
it
of
as well,
fucking
so
dickheads just putting cheap,
Yeah,
like
well,
fucking short
don't
videos
log into
up
your
just
bank
for
while you
attention.
on that device. I recommend
Yeah,
that
just
you don't.
Well, one word comes to mind when TikTok,
And
cringe.
don't use Bitcoin
Very
either.
cringe. Some of the videos, and in fact, 90% of the videos in there are cringe.
Wouldn't trust it as far as I could throw it.
Yeah.
with your bad back, I suggest you don't.
No.
God, you've had so much done to your back, Melissa. Especially
I
your
know,
lower
I have.
portion. Your sacral and your lumbar portions of your back. Bloody hell.
Yep.
I just can't get over. I mean,
go on.
Sorry.
It's all right. You are.
No.
Go on.
No, go on.
No, go on.
No, I cut you
Go
off.
on.
No, because I'll start down. You'll off on all medical stuff, and it's not a good
No, I'm
way.
not. No, I'm not going to go into that here. Don't start me off. I'm not really interested in it much now, anyways, to be fair.
Yeah.
Fuck you, then.
I mean,
Melissa. Fuck me then. No, I'd rather not. Fuck me bloody, you mean. You fuck me bloody.
Fuck you, bloody.
And fuck you bloody. Pancho bitch.
Fuck you, bloody Pancho bitch.
Fuck you.
I was just going to say how it's quite weird how YouTube takes adverts for TikTok, you know, and I've always found that weird. Not that I have many adverts showing up on my stuff because I ad block it, but you know, like on my phone before I used an ad block browser, you know, I used to see these bloody adverts and it was like TikTok, and I'm like, hang on, this is a competing platform, and you're taking money to say jump off YouTube and come to TikTok, and it's like, I don't get that, because that's a weird sort of thing. It's like saying don't buy Coke, buy Pepsi, and you're using Coke and Coke's website to advertise Pepsi and say don't buy Coke, buy Pepsi, but like Coke are allowing you to put the advert. Seems like a bit of a conflict of interest. It's weird. It's weird.
It's like broadcasting somebody else's channel, isn't it? On somebody's channel. It's just like
it's like saying, don't watch ITV, watch Channel 5. Don't watch BBC, watch HTV. You know, it's like advertising somebody else's thing on your channel to say, don't watch us. It just doesn't seem
bit of reverse psychology, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously YouTube is just all about the money. It's all about the money. You know?
all with that.
Well, they don't care about, scam advertisements about
No.
investments, pyramid scheme, bloody
Fake Elon
fake
Musk,
drones.
Bitcoin,
Yeah, fake Elon Trust. The Bitcoin ones, the fake drones, fake, torches, the brightest torches in the world, all that sort of crap. Telescopes that fit in your pocket that you can see Jupiter with. No worries. With the 5 moons, and I can see galaxies with this bloody thing that fits in your pocket, and they're just bogus, fucking just trash. It's wish stuff.
YouTube come after me for saying the word fuck, or they come after every single one of my videos now as being like unsuitable, but they can't seem to like screen this like fake Bitcoin thing where they've put Elon Musk's face but with somebody else's voice going, "Hi, I'm in a really weird American accent going, "Hi, I'm Elon Musk, and wouldn't you like to buy Bitcoin?" And it's like, that's not Elon Musk. It's obviously not Elon Musk. And it's like they're allowing this to go. Like, I'm Elon Musk. I'm telling you to invest, buy this and buy Bitcoin. And it's like, hang on a minute. This is a fake fucking advert. It's been on for months on YouTube.
Yeah. And they have it actually They have it targeting Australians. So if you log in from an Australian IP, it actually says, Elon Musk is saying, "Oh, this is only available to Australian people who live in Australia in the next like 4 weeks or something." So if you and no one else can join. So if you get on board now, you're going to be starting at the top, and all this sort of crap.
Yeah, pyramid stuff. I mean, like that is seriously bad. Like stuff there, but YouTube are taking money and taking the adverts and pumping them out. I'm like, what is wrong with YouTube? I've complained. Millions of people have probably complained, and it's still there. And it's like, but if I literally pull out something that looks like a fleshlight, I'm immediately cut. You know what I mean? But they can't they haven't got a team of people to work out that like fake advertising is a bad thing. What? Really? No, something. What was it? Something smells fishy in Denmark. It's yeah. Like YouTube have got a very weird set of principles whereby you can advertise and pay to advertise bollocks, but if you say anything on a YouTube video or on a live stream, censored.
That's right. Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it? It makes no sense because, like if you start spreading misinformation, you can get charged, for things like the coof, you know what I'm talking about, the old beer bug, and you start, saying things about disinformation about that. Well, you can get in all sorts of trouble. But you can advertise disinformation and corruption, like absolute scams, stealing money from people. And they don't give a shit. And there's no way to contact them. They don't have a phone number. They don't have an email address. There's just no way to contact, YouTube.
You can't contact YouTube. Yeah, they're very hard to contact. But the thing is, here's where it'll get interesting. And I reckon we'll hear more about this. Because if YouTube put that advert on and people listen to it and then pay money and it's found out to be a scam and they lose their money, there's going to be a class action lawsuit against YouTube, and hundreds of thousands of people are probably going to sign into the class action lawsuit to say, you put this advert out, so we were thinking this was real because you told us to do this, YouTube, so you're liable. You told us to do this.
Yeah, but then they go down the route of saying, well, it's an advert. We can't verify everything which is on YouTube, because they do that with everything.
Disclaimer. Yeah,
they disclaimer. They can't verify it. They can quite easily come to you and go, well, you can't say that, you can't do this, and censor you to the fucking cows come home. But when it comes, like, you're quite right. When you come into other bits, they're like, oh, as long as they're making money, they don't give a shit.
However, what YouTube tried to ride in on is the fact that they say all these videos are personal content, and that's true if it's like small users, small users and small live streams, then we're not classed as broadcasters. However, the way YouTube markets its advertising across the board to all users is a form of broadcasting, because they then become a publisher. They're a publisher advertising and broadcasting, because you can't really technically, you can get around it, but you can't opt out of those broadcasts. YouTube is broadcasting adverts at everybody. That's broadcasting, because they're doing it across the board.
You just hit the nail on the head by going, there is a way to get around it, and that's what they're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's where they'll fall foul, because if they don't restrict or watch the quality of the adverts they're putting on, they stand to possibly get a class action lawsuit against them for damages because of the advice that they've allowed to be given on their broadcast. They're doing their broadcasting, not to just putting, like an individual person getting an advert on their video. You think, oh, well, it's just on my video. No, it's not. It's on 1 billion people get that advert. So that's broadcasting. And those adverts are regular. They're regular, which then classes as broadcasting. So YouTube themselves are broadcasting adverts, whereas then the content that comes on after the broadcast is not probably broadcast because it's just small users. But the YouTube content you get to see before every video, I would say classes as broadcasting. See if I'm right. I said it here first, but see if I'm right, because it crosses the line. It crosses. I think it crosses the line.
Oh yeah, they're definitely responsible for some of what they put out there. And if they're getting money for that, then they need to have due diligence in what they're promoting and pushing forwards. If it's fraud, and they know it to be fraud, but they just don't give a shit and keep pumping it out, absolutely they're liable, in any court of law. They, rule against them, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Zode Earth, you don't need a broadcast license. The BBC have kind of gone into this. It's if you're not producing regular programming and it's not permanently on, right? Offline broadcasts and occasional lives are not a program of continuous entertainment. And you have to be doing continuous live broadcasts in order to be a broadcaster. So you'd need a broadcast license. If you're infrequent, you're classed as a user rather than a broadcaster. So for us, we're okay. But YouTube itself is broadcasting this stuff continuously as adverts. It's continuous broadcast. To everyone who clicks play gets continuous, regular, scheduled material all the time. That's broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to have a broadcast license when I had a internet radio station, and we were broadcasting 24/7, and with what was it, 18 DJs on a roster, rotating, over the course of a week, and you had to have a license to comply with that, because of those laws.
Well, Global Media says, where do 24/7 live streams fall then? Well, this is the way the BBC have put it out, because the black belt barrister was looking at it. He says it's a grey area. It hasn't been fully locked down, but he says this is the way the BBC put it to me, is that if you have a regular schedule of broadcasts, which are, continuous, it's broadcast. So a 24/7 live stream sounds to me like a continuous schedule of program. Yeah. So you've got to be, not that they'll come after an individual probably, but you might get a letter from the, you might get a letter from the IBA, the Independent Broadcast Authority, because they do regulate this. I mean, if you go to Glastonbury and you put a video projector up in front of the crowd, right, because it's more than 1,000 people might be watching that screen, it's classed as a broadcast. You have to have a broadcast license to just show your own video graphics and like Winamp and all that, just going just flashy graphics and stuff like that. Even if you're filming the person on the stage and putting it up on a big screen, because 1,000 people are watching is classed as broadcast. A lot of people don't know that. I have actually read the broadcast. I've actually read the IBA book, which they'll send you out free if you want to see a copy. They'll send it to you free, you know. But it is
That'd
is
be some
actually
enthralling reading, wouldn't it?
Well, it was, yeah. It was interesting as well because they said what you can't broadcast. You can't broadcast seances, live seances. You can't
Really?
broadcast hypnotism. Yeah, you know,
Fucking hell.
yeah, it's against the law in the UK. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yep. So, but the thing is, are you a program maker? So, like, are you regularly doing live broadcasts and scheduling? So, if you had something in that schedule that was a seance, then you'd be foul of the act. But if you're not a regular broadcaster, and the thing is, it's there's so many people out there doing things, it's hard to kind of regulate, because unless somebody reports it and they get a complaint, they're not going to look into it because they're never going to look at what people are doing. But technically, you know, if you are doing a regular 24/7 schedule of programming, you know, like all the time, then yeah, you would be classed as a broadcaster, but not if you're just doing the occasional live stream a couple of times a week, you know, and it's random. It's random. It's not programmed. If you produce a programmed schedule of this is what we're going to be doing, and it's always on this schedule, then you could be on the edges of classed as a broadcaster, you know.
Yeah, it just needs to get rid of it, really, to be honest. Now, I think it'll go eventually.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're talking legacy stuff here. Like, you know, does it apply to people who are broadcasting to the whole of the United Kingdom and this sort of stuff? And well, you know, it used to be just broadcast on radio waves and airwaves, but now, you know, airwaves are kind of going away, and this is taking over. So they'll apply it to this. They'll probably apply it to this.
Oh, they can try. They're a private entity anyway, so they can fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Good.
But they've said if you're watching live television, if you're watching live Sky News or live BBC News or live things that are rebroadcast on YouTube, you need a TV license.
Oh.
And
if you don't watch
Steve,
TV, you still need
Nocturnal
a
Frequency
TV
Radio is in chat. Yeah.
I know. I've told him to come up and go and get
Yeah, someone put the link up if you want to come up.
Yeah. Well, I'll say
unless someone else clicks it
are a
first.
shooting gallery.
Hello, Nocturnal Frequency
I'll tell
Radio.
you what, I'll
I didn't
drop
see you
down a
last
minute
time.
and I'll go and send it to Steve on Discord, and then I'll pop back in.
I can send it to him. Yeah, if you want.
Can you? Okay.
So you don't have to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't go, Melissa. Please don't go. Don't go.
Don't go.
No,
please don't go.
Don't go away.
Don't
go away.
Please don't go.
Baby, please don't go.
Oh my gosh. Total different song, but yeah. Whatever, yeah.
Well, that's Chicago. That sang that.
Yeah, no. People are going a bit more upbeat, you know.
Yeah, I decided to bring it down a bit, didn't I?
Typical.
Well, here we go. Quinn says that I think he's talking about this most recent thing. It was 20,000 feet and it was an octagonal. Interesting.
Octagonal? A bit of a weird fucking shape, isn't it?
That's 8 sides. So it's like a square, but with the corners cut off. So it's like 8 sides.
So, all said and done, it doesn't sound like a weather balloon.
Weather balloons would tend to be round. It's not to say it couldn't have an inner frame. It could have had an inner frame, but why would you want to build an inner frame to shape something that would be far more efficient if you put it as just a balloon? Because you're adding weight then by creating the inner frame.
All very interesting.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I bet you there's a lot of the UFO crowd are going to be like on high alert now for like when they hear something's going on, they're going to get to that area and watch what the military are up to, because the military can say, "Oh no, we're only doing this," but they're like,
"Probably
we
camp there overnight."
Yeah, we haven't even got out there yet, and they'll be filming them going like, "Yeah, they are. Look, helicopters, you know." So
you won't be able to get within Hui of that place in the Yukon, you know.
Well,
That'd be
saying
like-
that, you could take a boat out there. It's only restricting the airspace.
Oh yeah.
You could get in a boat and speed out there and find out what they're up to.
Fucking cat.
Pretty
getting me.
remote part of the world, though. Must admit.
Your 16-year-old
And
cat,
it's-
Melissa.
It is winter time,
Yeah,
you know,
she's
so it's
playing up because you're not paying no
not very
attention.
hospitable at the moment.
Well, this was over the Great Lakes, wasn't it? So.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
one. Sorry, I was thinking of the one before.
Pussy attention, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if
too
I
much.
had a big boat and I heard something was kicking off, I'd be
Oh,
like,
shit, yeah.
shit, let's get the boat, like, let's go and have a look.
Whiskers. Pussy,
You
the
two wanna get
whiskers
a
on the
room or
pussy. we're just a pair of naughty school children on an adult live stream right here.
I'm not just saying me
Leave it
pussy's
there,
playing up
Just
because I'm not paying
misbehaving
no
ourselves. You put in the naughty chair, Dinkum. Dinkum will put us on the
Yeah.
naughty chair.
Yeah.
Well, your
He'll score-
pussy's
he'll
playing
score-
up.
Get a spank-
Oh,
get
Yeah,
a spank
that's
him.
what I mean. Me pussy's
Get a
playing up
spanking.
because I'm not paying attention.
Spank with a paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not giving
And
a
he went,
pussy. Give you a pussy. You give it more attention, Melissa. It's not getting any action, I'd say.
No, it's not.
I mean,
it's
here we
it's
go.
there if I need it.
NHT 7040
There's a
says
spare.
they're all UFOs, most likely man-made, from man-made ones from an unknown nation. But he said they're probably all US. He reckons. So what do people reckon? False flag? Would the US fly this stuff over US territory to shoot it down? To go, look what they're doing, to cause tension, to kind of like stir up.
Well, yeah, China already played
escalation.
that card. China played that card already and said, like, oh, not the actual CCP, but their shills, the Wu Mao army, 50 Cent army. They're people who get paid to just post disinformation and propaganda online because it's impossible for Chinese people to put anything on the internet because they're blocked off of the rest of the internet. But all their shills, of course, they're paid to do it, so they operate with impunity. And they were saying that, this is the US are just sending balloons up and then shooting them down and then blaming us for it, and it wasn't Chinese. And then it got turned around where, China did admit it was theirs, and but it was just a civilian, weather balloon. And then when you look at what the Chinese have been working on for years is the amalgamation of civilian and military together. And so basically anything that's civilian can be, controlled or, the government can literally just take any information if they need it. Hence, exactly like TikTok. So any of the information that TikTok gathers, if the government wants it, they go to BitDance or ByteDance and then say, all right, we want this. And they go, yes, sir. And they hand it straight over. So, yeah, the whole thing's just, it's all on paper. It just looks, these are private companies, but they're not. They're all state-owned government stuff, Yeah.
a bit strange that they're stopping like YouTube, etc., doing it. Is it? Let's just throw it out. Is it a US type thing? They've sent something up. It's gone a bit wrong. They throw it down, and then they do the propaganda afterwards. Who knows?
Yeah.
Christopher Cooper in the chat says it's a bit primitive. Maybe it's North Korea. I think that's a good point. It's a very good point because North Korea likes stirring the pot and they don't give a shit who they upset. So, they might be sort of like going, don't forget we're here. We still exist, and causing some trouble there. Even, I wouldn't put it past North Korea to send some of that stuff up with Chinese writing on it to make it look like it's come from China. It's you never can be too sure because it's like, who's doing what, who wants to get some attention from this and stir the pot.
Or it is aliens.
We are
alien
aliens.
balloon. Alien balloon. Maybe that's how they get around is by balloon.
Yeah. They flew from
Chinese
Zeta
alien, Chinese
Reticuli,
alien, Melissa.
and they flew
Lee
from
Bridgewater's just put
Zeta
down that they
Reticuli.
arrested the press and YouTubers filming the incident. Apparently.
Sorry, say that again, John.
Lee Bridgewater said they are arresting press and YouTubers filming the incident. Now that's true. That's
Really?
quite well. If that's true, that's a bit. Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. They don't want people having a look at it then. It's like in the land of the
Look at
free.
yourself.
Wow.
Oh,
If
yeah.
that's true,
Oh,
I'd like to hear some more about that. Zoda says not true. Okay.
Excuse me.
Not
Okay.
true. What's going on?
Canada said some of them are cylindrical. Yeah, like Tic Tacs. Like a cylinder with rounded ends.
Like a balloon.
Balloon more, well, maybe more like an airship because, you know, yeah, but cylindrical is a bit odd, but yeah. I mean, you could make a cylindrical balloon, but what would be the purpose? Because if you get enough wind, it'll start going head
Haven't they
over
got that
heels.
one outside the wall blocking Mexico?
What, a
That could be a
balloon?
blimp.
Yeah, one of those balloons. It's like it can scan like heat source from miles away.
Yeah,
Something like that. I've got one of them there.
yeah.
That was one of
Well,
Trump's ideas, yeah.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
You behave yourself.
Well, we
I mean-
shall see what happens.
I
Here
don't
we
think
go.
she'll
I
listen to
mean-
Melissa.
Does everybody remember where they were when Princess Diana, the Princess Diana death happened?
When was it again? 97.
Yeah.
Was it before April?
Mhm.
It was
I
August
was
the
up-
I was born in
31st,
April.
97.
I was up in the middle of the night working on my computer doing stuff, and the television was on next to me. That's when I had a television more than 30 years ago. And I was watching this, and they were saying like, "Oh, there's been an accident," and I was watching it, and then I kept watching. And I stayed up, and it was like, "Oh, there's been a death," and it was like, "Oh shit!" I watched that live. The thing is, the point I'm getting at is, imagine if this was something really crazy. Where were you? Now, if this was something crazy starting to happen, would this be where you were learning
We
about
were
it
on
and starting to
John's.
go like,
Yeah, on John
you're on
Bengles
Crazy
live
John's
stream. Yeah,
live stream, yeah, chatting about
Crazy
it,
John's
going like,
live stream.
"Ooh."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
day of arrival. You know,
Mm.
the aliens make themselves known.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was
I was getting drunk on Crazy John's live stream. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
probably.
I, for one, would like to say that I knew before our new overlords and leaders. Yeah.
Well, if they had much of a better fucking game plan than the ones we've got right now, I might like sort of pray before the altar of the fucking Xenu or the bloody Zeta
Xenu.
Reticulans. Yeah,
Xenu, Nanu, Xenu.
it's the Scientologists who've sent the balloon up. Maybe, yeah, they're going to take over the planet.
See, Ronald Hubbard's return.
Yeah.
Isn't a famous Hollywood actor a Scientologist? Can't remember his name.
Tom Cruise.
Tom
And-
Cruise, yeah, that's him, yeah.
And Saturday Night Fever. What's it?
John Travolta.
John Travolta,
John
yeah.
Travolta.
I've seen him just on the news yesterday, and he's rocking a full. He's like fully bald now. He's given up sticking the toupee on his head, and now he's just got a beard and a chrome dome. So yeah.
Surprised you can just
Thank
get a head
Thank you,
transplant, couldn't you?
Dinkum, for giving me
Yeah.
great confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt would get away. I think Matt would get away with a toupee. Like, I think he would suit that. Like, toupee.
No, I'm
Get
too
one.
cheap. I'm too cheap. I didn't want to pay.
With the
Oh, my
puns.
God.
Oh, bloody hell, Matt.
I couldn't afford a wig. I didn't want to pay. Yeah.
No, what do they call it? They call it
I'll
a
just
solar
shave.
panel.
I'll just
A
shave
solar
your
panel
pubes
for a
off and
sex
glue them on
machine.
your head.
Yeah. Say no more, Dinkum, about shaving pubes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shave them off and gorilla glue them to your head. Job done.
Mr. Volt, did I know that Dr. Berg is a Scientologist? No, I didn't know that. Fucking hell. No, I didn't.
Dr. Berg.
Actually.
Oh.
Dr. Berg,
Who's
who
Dr.
I
Berg?
take advice about keto from Dr. Berg.
Okay.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Thank you for telling me. That's interesting. I shall look out for signs. You know?
Yeah, maybe you are slowly being inducted into the clergy.
He'll send you some gold plate.
Yeah, I can feel my ribs now, so I might be able to join the Scientologists because I can feel my ribs, like, you know, the fucking fat's going off me ribs.
So that could be a Thaden. I think that might be a Thaden intruding into your person. Yeah,
Thaden.
If I start developing big black eyes and, like, you know, and go a bit grey, you'll know what's happening then. Yeah. Oh, here we are. NHC 7040. He was looking for a job on the Scientology ship. I would have thought they would have only employed their own on that. Yeah. The Scientology ship that stays offshore all the time because it can get up to dodgy shit that's offshore.
What's it called again? Can't remember.
I don't know what the name of the ship is.
Yeah, but the people on board have got a special title as well, like when they go onto it.
Yeah, like raving loonies, sea monster twats or something. Isn't it?
It's called the Free Winds.
Free Winds. Yeah.
Oh, hello, UFC news.
It was used as a cocaine. His own son, L. Ron Hubbard, said that it was used as a cocaine smuggling fucking enterprise because it was offshore. So, and that was from his own son.
Yep.
Said, yeah, my dad was just a cocaine smuggler. Yeah.
Yeah, it was built in 1968 in Finland. The actual ship.
The SS Zenunonces. Yeah, right. Georgie Explores. Sounds right.
You gotta love the old Geordie humour there, like it's mint, man.
Right, I got to get stoked. I'll be back.
Okay.
Stoked?
Stoked.
Yeah. If that means Point Percy at the porcelain, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
It's gone for the piss.
Yeah.
Emptying the main vein, as Melissa would say. Empty the main. What are you munching on, Melissa Crackers? Tux. Oh yeah, you mentioned them yesterday on our phone call that we had. They were eating tux and cheese. Nice them. I'm going to be left off by themselves. You know what flavour are they getting? With the bacon and cheese flavour tux or something?
No, sour cream and onion.
Oh, I've never had them ones. I just had the original ones. I think they're the only ones I've had. They're nice.
You get sour cream ones?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I don't like them anyway. I don't know why. It just smells bad. Can't be dealing with it.
Probably a poor quality ingredients to use in them, I think.
Yeah.
It smells of rotten cheese. It's like, fuck off.
Oh, them ones, yeah, with the cheese inside it. They're horrible. But these are just plain.
Yeah, they're dirty, man.
Probably
like
not. There's probably not that kind of. Probably not that kind of cheese that they put in them. Actually, it's probably another kind of cheese that grows on a certain.
You trying to say knob cheese? You trying to say knob cheese?
Yeah. This smegma and tux.
Oh, smegma flavoured tux.
Yeah, that probably explains the off smell like that's emanating from them.
Smells like vomit.
Oh, vomit!
They do smell like vomit. It's dirty.
Dirty.
Very dirty, isn't it, Matt? It's very dirty. Very dirty. Oh, you dirty man!
Sorry, old chap. Was that a bit too possible? You're saying filthy. I'll say it's dirty next time.
Filthy and dirty. Yeah.
Filthy and dirty.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that look for, Melissa? You gave a weird look there.
filthy cracker in the gob. Filthy.
Filthy cracker and filthy gob.
Is it salty? Is it a salty cracker?
Salty.
Tux. Sour cream.
Yeah.
Onion.
Sour cream and
Salty.
onion.
Yeah. Definitely
Salty
salty.
and oniony. Yum
Mm.
yum.
Never watched Happy Valley, mate. No, sorry. Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Active man eyes. Dun, 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 dun.
What did you say? 5496447 Smith. Dan, you need your
Just call him
info away. Rook. I can't understand what you're saying there, Smith. Make a bit more sense, please, and I'll be able to understand you better. Jazz.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, shut up. Or better, yeah, just shut up instead.
Just phone him up. He's got his phone number on there. Ring it.
Just shut up.
Shut it.
Shut in
Are you abusing my people in the chat? Go ahead. Make my day.
Come on.
I'm a member of your people too, John. I'm a member of your
That's right. That's why I said go ahead, make my day.
God, sorry,
yeah. Bring it on, boy.
Bring it on.
Anonymous stopped streaming again. So yeah. They kind of, and people are saying like it's cut again. So it's
It
weird.
says, Daniel, you need your end away. Fuck, bro. That's what it says. I can understand the slang. It must be just proper northerners, but I can't understand.
Yeah, northeast. We say things.
In other words, you need
different
your
up
end away. Yeah. So you need a good shag. That's what he means. Yeah.
here. How does he know that I haven't?
Put it bluntly. That's what he means.
How does he know that I haven't had that? That's what I want to know.
Because you're always playing with it, probably.
That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything at all. Could have a girlfriend right now.
It's whitewashing his walls. That's what he's doing.
Hello, invisible girlfriend. Hi. What's her name? Barbara. Barbara.
That's his sheep, isn't it, Barbara?
It's a very uncommon name.
Barbara.
Barbara.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Say, Mel's got it. Say,
just wear a kilt because they hear the zip.
Is that the local dialect? Is it Smith?
I like Darla.
Darla. You like Darla? Darla. You like that?
He's a proper scout.
He's the real deal Scouse, Melissa. Sound like you're the plastic Scouse, as they call them, don't they? The Wirral. Yeah. Well, it's a bit like me. I'm a plastic Geordie, so.
Yeah. I'm actually from Cheshire.
Cheshire? I'm from Cheshire,
that
are you?
sounded really posh. I'm sorry. I'm actually from Cheshire.
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 Or Americans would say Cheshire. Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Richard Cheshire there.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
He always says, Melissa's over the water. I'm over the water.
Over the water.
I'm over the water.
It's almost 11 o'clock here, so.
Oh, that's a beer cracking open. Oh, cheers. Cheers, Mucker.
No, I'll give you touchy in a minute, Smith. You keep going. I'll fucking give you touchy.
Hey, don't. You might like it, don't.
No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that.
Don't invite people. No.
Time for some ghost chili.
You want to do it? Do it offline.
Oh, fucking hell.
My
homegrown chilies, I've been eating so many of them.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
I gave myself the sites.
Yeah, I can't take Daniel seriously. When he goes, come on, man, like, it's like a 5-year-old going, come on, you want to fight, mister? Come on.
Come on,
Dingham, the culinary delicacies you occasionally post on Barry's Discord are to die for. I would love to sample some of your delicacies.
He's always eating chilies.
I'm glad you're a fan, mate. Yeah.
Honestly, you are the Australian Gordon Ramsay. You are amazing cook. You are really good. Honestly, you are really good.
Yeah.
What with all of his food he makes.
God, I wish I had
down his trousers.
Sample his trouser snake, yeah.
Sample his salami.
A very nice,
I would
very nice
tap dance
spicy,
on your
spicy
top lip.
salami.
Oh, no,
Who
I
would?
am,
Who
I
said
am
that?
certified.
Smith.
I do have a culinary certification, so yeah.
He would tap dance on your top lip.
Oh dear, was this some type of fucking virtual fight between 5496447 Smith and Dr.
And
Daniel?
Daniel. Yeah.
I should have
Yeah.
kept my mouth shut now, like fucking hell. I should have
Be a
just kept.
cockfight soon.
Oh, a cockfight. Oh, what's that?
Oh.
Oh, our mate for the
Well,
cockfight.
Oh.
Lovely.
Oh.
The Bangkok cockfight.
What cock wins?
It's all cock and balls tonight.
Good night, Geordie. Geordie.
Geordie's
Good night,
off.
Geordie. Reet, I'm going to bed. Shite you work in the morning. Good night, Geordie. A nice one, man.
Yeah, I've got work in the morning, so I'm going to be on for another 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and then I'm going to go.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Find a way to keep him on longer, folks. Find a technique. Come on, find a way. Find an angle.
Yeah, well, you just opened a bottle of Champers, didn't you?
Oh, mate, I didn't drink all of it. It's horrible.
I told you.
Nah, it's
I don't know what I'm going to do when I get off.
If you opened it, you got to finish it.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's a bit filth.
You've got to leave it alone, you know.
Stick some sugar in it and just swill it around.
Leave what alone, Melissa.
Sugar in it.
Put an Alka-Seltzer in it, you know.
Fucking sugar.
Pour some sugar on me.
Bit of raspberry cordial, you know.
Give it a stare.
Yeah.
No, all you do is put a peg over your nose and just scull it, you know.
It's worse than that, mate. It's just like, I would have another glass of it just because, but it ain't great.
Do it.
Do it.
Go and get some juice and mix it in with some juice and make it into
I want fucking juice with it.
Well, you have to drink it now because otherwise it just goes flat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It probably tastes better for
Oh,
that.
still hold your nose.
Glug it.
Swill it back.
Glug it.
I don't want to swill champagne. It'd be like, oh, fucking great! How wonderful party we're having here. Fucking great.
Enjoy yourself too much doing that.
Or do a shoey. You know what a shoey is?
I've heard of that. There's a UFC fighter that does that.
Yeah,
drinking out of a shoe and he freaking.
No, it happened. Yeah, it happened in Australia at the Formula One Grand Prix, and then it went to the tennis, and then now they had Paul Logan and what's it, Logan Paul or whatever his dickhead's name is, and
Paul, and Jake Paul and fucking
KSI. Yeah, they were in Perth just the other couple of days ago, and they were drinking fucking champagne, doing shoeys out of their shoes. I don't know. It's just like the poor man Aussie's freaking champagne glass, mate.
Have you ever done a shoey, Dinkum? Have you ever done a shoey?
Fuck no, my fucking shoes stink, mate. You know, what are you talking about?
It'll probably give you fucking some disease or something doing that.
Yeah, you get fucking fungus. Fungus in your mouth, you know.
Live on Fox now is a Pentagon briefing.
Bring it up, son. Bring it up.
Live, yeah. Live. Fourth object shot down. There you
go. Excuse me.
Indeed.
Yes, I agree with you, Dinkum. Absolutely.
Let's go across now to our.
To go over live now to Sue in the newsroom, giving someone a nosh.
Yeah, so they're saying it's an octagonal object.
I very much doubt they're actually going to say what the fuck it is.
So that's interesting. The Pentagon is doing doing a press release about an octagonal object. A lot of geometry going on. That neighbour's lawnmower isn't. Can you hear that in the background or not?
No,
no,
I can't hear that.
That's
No.
right. Good.
Can you hear this?
No.
No.
No,
I can't hear nothing.
No, I can't hear it. No.
No, hang on. Let me just
That's it.
try this again then.
You can share the screen if you want. I don't care.
I was
Okay.
sharing the screen.
So just add it, John.
Doesn't come up on here. Hang on. Let me have a look.
Add it.
Add it now.
Yeah, go on
Do it
then.
now.
Press play and I'll do it.
Yeah, we were all sitting here quietly waiting, and Matt thought we were watching it.
We also know that a range of entities, including countries, companies, research organizations, operate objects at these altitudes for purposes that are not nefarious, including legitimate research.
Yep.
That said, because we have not yet been able to definitively assess what these recent objects are, we have acted out of an abundance of caution to protect our security and interests. The spy balloon from the PRC was, of course, different in that we knew precisely what it was. These most recent objects do not pose a kinetic military threat, but they're passed in proximity to sensitive DoD sites, and the altitude that they were flying could be a hazard to civilian aviation and thus raise concerns. Again, as we have said, we do not assess that the recent objects pose any direct threat to people on the ground, and we are laser focused on confirming their nature and purpose, including through intensive efforts to collect debris in the remote locations where they have landed after being shot down. We are in close coordination and cooperation with the Government of Canada, as well as through NORAD with the Canadian military. Thanks very much. Look forward to your questions, and I'll hand it over to General Van Hart.
Thanks, Secretary Dalton. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today and provide you an update. Every day, North American Aerospace Defense Command and United States Northern Command monitor the approaches to North America and the United States of America across all domains. And yesterday evening, approximately 16:45 or 4:45 Eastern Time on 11 February, NORAD detected a radar contact in Canadian airspace approximately 70 or so miles north of the United States border. We began tracking that radar contact, and when it became clear it was unknown, following normal NORAD procedures, it was not talking to the Federal Aviation Administration, no squawk, and approaching our air defense identification zone. I scrambled F-15 fighters from Portland, Oregon, along with a KC-135 tanker support from Fairchild Air Force Base in Washington, to go investigate, to identify what the radar contact was. At 1800 Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern, the radar track crossed into the United States sovereign airspace. At 7:04 Eastern time, the F-15s with their tanker support were on station to investigate. We continued to investigate, and what's important to point out, this is near dark, within a half hour, 45 minutes of dark. We continued to investigate.
Well, that's light. That's light.
The object, we were unsuccessful. It's also important to point out in this part of the United States, we did not have data link or queuing like we had before. Data link allows the radars on the ground to share information to the fighters airborne, allowing them to cue their sensors and their visual acuity in an attempt to visually identify the track. At sunset, we were unable to find the track. Also, our radar operators lost the track on radar, and the FAA was never tracking the radar. Therefore, that's why we called it an anomaly, because we weren't able to identify it. Several hours later, overnight, we began seeing an intermittent radar contact east of the position in Montana as it approached Wisconsin. At that point, we developed a game plan once we started seeing another radar contact to go investigate. It's likely, but we have not confirmed that the track that we saw in Wisconsin was likely the same track in Montana. We elected to scramble with the best position to intercept if we needed to engage with the lowest collateral damage, and that was in the eastern portion of Wisconsin, just prior to Lake Michigan, when the fighters became on the track of interest at that time. We monitored the track of interest as it passed over Lake Michigan. We assessed that it was no threat, physical threat, military threat, legal infrastructure. That's my assessment. It continues to be today. However, at this point, we still have an unknown, and it forces a broader discussion about what is this object that's in our U.S. Sovereign airspace. It's within our Federal Aviation Administration airspace, not providing any communications, not providing any notice that could potentially help us deconflict. And therefore, we wanted to investigate further. We did. It tracked across the upper peninsula of Michigan. We were cleared to engage the target in eastern upper peninsula of Michigan, overland, and ultimately down the object at this point, about 15 nautical miles east of the upper peninsula in Lake Huron. What we saw is an object that began drifting, potentially most likely landed in Canadian waters in Lake Huron. And we have ongoing recovery operations with Coast Guard assets moving towards this area. I would like to highlight this entire time. I remained in contact with my Canadian boss, General Wayne Eyre. The Canadians were very supportive. The Canadians launched 2 F-18s plus their tanker as well to support this operation. The fighters were from Madison, Wisconsin, Air National Guard unit. We utilized a tanker from Pittsburgh Air National Guard, and we had an AWACS on station from Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma. That's all I have for my operational update, and I look forward to your questions.
Secretary Dalton, General Van Herk, thank you both. For our first question, we'll go to Associated Press, Tara Kopp.
Hi, thank you very much, both of you, for doing this at this late hour. For Secretary Dalton and for General Van Herk, we've had 4 shoot downs in the last 8 days. Can you talk about the sense of concern you have, and should Americans be worried? This is a very rare thing to have this many shoot downs or any shoot downs over U.S. airspace. And then secondly, General Van Herk, can you give us any indication of what your pilots are seeing and reporting? Thanks.
Good question.
Hey, before we jump into the question, just a reminder, everyone, please mute your phones. Thank you. Sounds like we have an open mic out there. My apologies. Over to you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I'll mute my phone.
Mine's already muted. I'm mute mine.
And then for having it also at a late hour. The safety and security of the American people are job number 1 for us at the Department of Defense, and certainly for NORAD and General Van Herk's team. We, following the track of the PRC balloon last week, as I mentioned at the top, we have been more closely scrutinizing our airspace at these altitudes, enhancing our radar, which may at least partly explain the increase in the objects detected. But we also know that there are a range of entities out there, whether they're private companies, research organizations, that operate objects at these altitudes for purposes that are not nefarious, including legitimate research. But because we have not been able to definitively assess what these recent objects are, the president wanted to act out of an abundance of caution to protect our security and our interests. So we will remain vigilant. We have made these enhancements to our radars, and the operations this past week have been successful in bringing down these potential threats. And we are hard at work now recovering the debris to better understand certainly the capabilities of the surveillance balloon from the PRC, but also the nature of these unidentified objects to better understand, were they surveillance objects? What was their purpose? What are their capabilities? And we look forward to sharing more as we learn more in the coming days.
Thanks, Melissa. Let me just add on. So your question was about citizens being considered. I've assessed all of these to be non-kinetic threats to the homeland. And I don't see that changing even when we recover debris. Every day, NORAD, United States Northern Command, are ready to defend, as required. So I think this is a story where we were successful in detecting and if needed to respond. What I would tell you is what we're seeing is very, very small objects that produce a very, very low radar cross section. I'm not going to go into detail about shapes or anything like that, really, because it's really, really difficult for pilots.
Is it shaped like a tic tac?
We're operating. It's a very, very slow object in the space, if you will, going at the speed of the wind, essentially. And our pilots are going 700 miles per hour to give us what I would consider a factual, scientific-based description of what we see. And therefore, I'm hesitant to tell you that. With that being said, I would like to talk about the radar and the challenges that we face. Something going this slow. As Assistant Secretary Dalton talked about, radars essentially filter out information based on speed. So you can set various gates, we call them velocity gates, that allow us to filter out low speed clutter. So if you had radars on all the time that we're looking at anything from 0 speed up to say 100, you would see a lot more information. We have adjusted some of those gates to give us better fidelity on seeing slower objects. You can also filter out by altitude. And so with some adjustments, we've been able to get a better categorization of radar tracks now. And that's why I think you're seeing these overall. Plus, there's a heightened alert to look for this information. I hope that adds additional clarification.
Just one quick follow-up. 4 shoot downs in 8 days. When was the last time that U.S. fighters were scrambled and shot something down over U.S. airspace? I can't remember anything. And it just seems like there's a large and quick escalation to shooting down objects.
I'll have to get with our historians. I believe this is the first time within United States of America airspace that NORAD or United States Northern Command has taken kinetic action against an airborne object.
Thank you, Tar. Thank you, sir, ma'am. Let's go to Jen Griffin, Fox News.
Interesting. They shot at
Hey,
things
thanks,
that
Pat.
were over
this
the
is Liz. I'll be asking for Jen
over
today.
Washington.
Are these
UFOs
balloons
in the
that have been
50s.
shot down since Friday?
They
Or
shot
are
it
they-
in Los
That's what I
Angeles.
was thinking. That's
Yeah.
not the first
Well,
time.
Los
it's
Angeles.
all
And in
about
Los Angeles as well.
shut stuff down.
You want me to take
Thank
that?
you very much.
So they're bullshitting there
Ms.
because they have
Malone,
shot
they're all
things down.
objects for a reason. Certainly the event off the South Carolina coast for the Chinese spy balloon, that was clearly a balloon. These are
He said
objects.
objects.
I am not able to
Objects.
categorize how they stay aloft. It could be a gaseous type of
I'm just saying that they're not very
balloon inside a
they're
structure.
not any
or it
threat.
could be
Did you give me even a chance to be a threat? No.
Clearly,
So you can't really say that, can they?
you're able to stay aloft. I would be hesitant to and urge you not to attribute it to any specific country. We don't know. That's why it's so critical to get our hands on these so that we can further assess and analyze what they are.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Nancy Youssef, Wall Street Journal.
Thank you. To both of you, you're saying that their preliminary assessment is that they don't pose a kinetic threat, but that they are objects and not balloons, and that you need to sort of adjust your radar. And I guess I'm trying to get an understanding, what is the expectation going forward, or at least in the next few days? Is it your plan to continue to shoot these down, or to make adjustments such that you can make assessments better, that they don't always have to happen when you're shooting something down? I'm trying to get a sense of the adjustment, General Panner, that you referred to, and what that will look like, practically speaking, in the days ahead. Thank you.
Nancy, thanks for the question. So the expectation going forward is we'll continue to doing our mission exactly like we've been doing now, approaching 65 years for NORAD. If there's an unknown object that enters either Canadian or U.S. airspace, we will go out, we will attempt to identify it. If it's a threat, kinetic threat, military threat, I am delegated the authority if it commits a hostile act or hostile intent. And let me describe hostile act. Hostile act would be shooting a missile, dropping a bomb, taking aggressive action. A hostile intent would be maneuvering to an offensive position against our forces or something like that. In that situation, I'm cleared directly to engage without further permission. In this case, there is no hostile act or hostile intent, but it is an unknown object, and therefore we have to have
unknown object
across the government, both the government of Canada in some cases and the government of the United States, to assess, is it a risk to national security by passing over key covered facilities such as our missile fields and other structure? Is it a risk to flight safety? Is it a risk to personnel on the ground? And then if you're going to take action, you have to make an assessment of what is the risk of collateral damage to potentially boats and mariners out over the water, our infrastructure, and people on the ground. That's essentially the process you go to and have to go through. And we've done that on each one of these. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to David Martin, CBS.
You say that this is the first time we've ever had shoot downs, at least as to the best of your memory. But has any of this happened before the Chinese balloon was discovered? Have there been these unidentified objects which have been tracked for a while and then left U.S. airspace, but have entered and for one reason or another were not, what should I say, prosecuted like you've been doing these, the ones since the Chinese balloon?
Yeah, David, so great question. Thanks for that. So we have scrambled in the past against radar tracks that we've been unable to correlate with fighters. That has happened over years. And sometimes it's attributed to potentially being birds. Sometimes it's been attributed to weather. Sometimes we don't know what to attribute it to. What I would say is you go back and look over time, we've been able to figure out the best way to track various sources, including the high altitude balloons that we've talked about recently back to 2019 and prior, and couple that with our adjustments of our radar. It gives us a better ability to detect and have better domain awareness, as you've heard me talk about. I don't know if Secretary Dalton wants to add anything to that.
Thank you very much, General Van Herk. I would just add to that as we learn more about these objects, and certainly the PRC balloon, we're going to enhance.
They keep on mentioning the PRC balloon, but they don't know it's a PRC balloon at the moment, do they?
Exactly.
To look back.
Not the bed. They fucking know what it is. They just won't tell us what it is. So they're all stuttering to say this object or this balloon or this.
Either spoon feeding with bullshit is what it is like.
Yeah, they fucking know what to shut down.
These types of objects.
It's like media spin, isn't it? It's just like PRC balloon, PRC balloon, PRC balloon.
Just using that as an excuse for some description or another.
So we're actively searching for that object right now. I've got a Navy P-8, which is surveilling the area with helicopters as well. Once we locate that object, we'll put an Arctic security package in there and begin the analysis and recovery, but we don't have it right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they've been tracking these. They've been tracking them. So if they've been tracking them, they've got to know what they are.
How are you so confident that the initial balloon was Chinese? Were there some markings on it? I'm trying to
question.
Good question. Very early on, it seemed that there was a real confidence versus these last three that we can't get any sense of who owns them or what they were doing.
They had a made in China sticker on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, think of. Go on, think of.
Isn't it?
Hey, we have a hot mic out there.
Then sponsored by AliExpress or something, you know.
Who knows? Maybe Adrian's handmade them himself on his farm. Who knows?
He didn't say nothing other than, "Oh, we got a hot mic." Oh, so it's still on.
Origin was the People's Republic of China.
So
just presuming it's China.
These last three that we still are calling objects, we don't know what they are. We knew that the Chinese one was surveilling, and potentially you knew who it belonged to, and yet there was no effort to, there was a decision not to take it down until it was over the ocean. I understand that there was concerns about everything on the ground there, but I can explain why the decision is made to take these last 3 unknown objects. We don't know who they belong to. We don't know what they're doing. But I still don't quite understand why the decision was made to literally in succession. It seems like they're being taken down faster and faster and faster. I mean, is there some other concern or threat that you're
driving them to shoot them down?
That is giving a heightened sense of need to take these down?
When they're not a threat.
Thank you. The process that General Van Herk described earlier in terms of the criteria that we work through to determine whether, these objects, or in the case of the PRC balloon, we look to see if it's going to pose a kinetic military threat. In both cases, that was not the case. We look to see, is it surveilling potentially DoD sensitive sites? We knew in both instances, and it was even more concerning in the case of the PRC balloon because we knew that it was a PRC balloon. We also consider, is it a threat to civilian aviation? In the case of the PRC balloon, it was flying at an altitude that it did not pose a threat to civilian aviation. And so that was part of the criteria for bringing it down over the water when we could safely do so, in addition to its enormous size. It was 200 feet tall. Payload was the size of 3 school buses. And, for these unidentified objects being much smaller, but unfortunately flying at an altitude that did pose a risk potentially to safe civilian aviation. That was part of the criteria that went into deciding to take the objects down over 3 days sooner in the tracking cycle. So, that's the process that we have rigorously worked through over the last week. General Van Herk, anything you want to add?
No, Melissa, I think you're right on. I don't have anything to add.
Thank you. Let's go to Brent Dahlberg, Michigan Radio.
He's like, yeah, I know more, but I can't
thanks.
say.
A missile seems like a particularly destructive weapon to be using if there's a desire to investigate and figure out what these are afterwards. Can you explain why? Explain the weapon's choice.
That's a fucking good question.
Absolutely. Melissa, if you don't mind, I'll take this one. So, first of all, maintaining a radar track on an object this small is very hard. So taking a radar shot, such as an AIM-120, would be a lower probability of success. We assessed taking a gunshot yesterday in that event, as well as today. And the pilots in each situation felt that was really unachievable because of the size, especially yesterday in the altitude, and also because of the challenge to acquire it visually because it's so small. It's also potentially a safety of flight issue because you have to get so close to the object before you see it that you potentially could fly into the debris or the actual object. Therefore, in each situation, the AIM-9X, a heat-seeking missile or infrared missile that sees contrast, has been the weapons of choice against the objects which we've been seeing. In each case,
$400,000 missile, that is.
Extreme caution to ensure that we limit potential collateral damage. So today, we work closely with the FAA to clear out the airspace. I gave directions specifically to the pilots to use their visual acuity to check for mariners on the ground, airplanes in the air, to clear with their radars as well. And when they were comfortable that we could minimize collateral damage, they selected the best weapon today. That was the AIM-9X, and they took the shot.
Thank you. Let's go to Helene Cooper, New York Times.
There's not going to be much left in the
thanks,
of wreckage
Pat, and thanks for doing
sort of
this.
sift
This is
through, is
for
there?
General Van. Because you still haven't been able to tell us what these things are that we are shooting out of the sky, that raises the question, have you ruled out aliens or extraterrestrial terrestrial.
Here we go.
Go,
Yeah,
girl,
we go.
go, girl.
Yeah.
Good.
And thanks for the question, Helene. I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything at this point. We continue to assess every threat or potential threat unknown that approaches North America with an attempt to identify it.
Okay, let's go to Warren Lieberman, CNN.
So they're not ruling it out.
Thanks for doing this. Are you currently tracking other unidentified objects in U.S. airspace? And you've now shot down 3 objects in 3 days. Are we to believe these are the first 3 unidentified objects in U.S. airspace, or do you believe there are dozens or potentially hundreds of other such objects that have flown through U.S. airspace? And have any of these recent objects interfered with pilot sensors?
It's probably going to be a lot more to come. That's for sure.
For your last question, I'm not going to talk about the sensors and what we've seen. If you don't mind, that needs to come out through the intel communities and what we've seen.
Right.
I'm not currently tracking
Now,
any other objects.
hit a nerve there, I think.
There could be more at some point in the future. Right now, we're not seeing anything. As far as, why...
In other words, yes, they have.
I don't know if there was more. We do know after the fact that there was high altitude balloons because we went back and we were able to
high altitude balloons.
As far as these specific objects at this time, I'm unaware to say. It's certainly possible, but I don't have the fidelity to give you the answer. We will go look at the data and we can figure anything out about the potential for not seeing these previously.
Thank you.
Let's go to Phil Stewart. Phil Stewart, Reuters.
Hey there.
Questions?
Just want to double check what exactly. I know you talked about the fact that we weren't looking for slower speed aircraft, and that these objects had a lower radar cross section. But could you just kind of explain to us what makes these objects in particular more difficult to track, or why you weren't tracking them before? And I guess the other question I think everybody's kind of wondering is, now that you've tweaked everything, should the American public be expecting, lots more shoot downs? Thanks.
Thanks, Phil. What makes them really hard to detect and track is their size and potentially shape. We'll get our hands on them at some point. I can't confirm that right now, but
aliens
certainly play a role or a factor in this. As far as going forward, I'll go back to
spy balloons.
in your homeland in both NORAD and North Compact.
Spider-Man.
Anything that approaches North America, if it's unknown, I'm going to go
Just floating wank tents. I don't know.
assess, is it a threat? If it is a threat, I'll shoot it down. If it's not a threat, any military threat that we talked about earlier, it's not committing a hostile act or hostile intent, then we'll have a broader discussion. Your second part of that is really about what are we going to do in the future is really a policy decision. I'll ask Secretary Dalton if she wants to add anything.
I'd only add again that the safety and security of the American people is job number one for us. And for any of these operations, we fine tune them to ensure that there's going to be little to no collateral damage. None of the operations over the last week have resulted in
condom. Laura says.
But Secretary Dalton, could you just explain then? Do we expect that there's been a policy decision that will lead us to near daily shoot downs as we detect these things more and more?
Phil, thank you. We are taking this very much on a case by case basis. Each operation has been different. And we will certainly keep you updated as we continue to learn more about these objects and the PRC balloon and what that means for us going forward.
Thank you. Let's go to Ben Brash, Washington Post.
Thank you very much, both, for taking the time. More directly, in reference to the last question, is it our policy or a preference of the United States government still to not shoot down anything over U.S. territory? When is it that you make that call? I know you talked about assessing if anything was a kinetic threat, but is it policy or preference? Thank you very much.
The policy is to defend the United States and its sovereign territory and airspace. Full stop.
Thank you. We have time for just a few more. Let's go to Dimitri Sevaspalo, Financial Times.
Thanks very much, Pat. Two questions. At this point, are you able to assess that the three objects over Alaska, Yukon, and Lake Huron, are they similar objects as far as you can tell? And then secondly, the Biden administration has said that it realized this was a problem last year. It briefed Congress in August. So I'm curious, why didn't you recalibrate the gateways on the radar systems earlier if you knew that Chinese balloons were an issue at that point?
Let me talk about this. So the way I would characterize similar, they're similar in size, similar in speeds. They go with the wind on these objects that we've seen. As far as specific shapes, we've got to get our hands on those to see fidelity and detail of shape, how they get airborne, do they have propulsion? All of those things are still to be determined. Your second part of that question, remind me what that was.
So you said that recently, the reason you may be detecting more things is you recalibrated or changed the thresholds for gateways on the radar systems. I wonder if you briefed, not you, but the administration briefed Congress.
Hello, Irish and the ducks.
Hello,
Irish.
Why were gateways not changed back then?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The timing of the intel and adjustments, what I would say is we didn't necessarily see a need to change anything. The Chinese high altitude balloon alerted us to the speed, the slowness, and being able to detect. We decided to do that at that time. I hope that makes sense to you.
But
I would just add,
given that there were questions about the program, as early as August last year, and those balloons were flying at those kind of speeds then, was there not a discussion about changing the gateways back then?
I can perhaps help here as well. So the briefings to Congress last year were done, I believe, through intelligence channels. And again, that was intelligence that was better understood retrospectively based on elements of the equation that were discovered after the fact. And then the high altitude balloon from the PRC that was shot down last weekend was categorically different than the prior high altitude balloons because it transited the entire continental United States, starting with Alaska, across Canada, and across CONUS. And so it was quite different than the prior instances. And on that basis, we determined that we needed to enhance our radar.
Thank you.
We've got time for just two more questions here. We'll go to Peter Martin, Bloomberg.
Hey, thanks very much for doing this. I wanted to ask, has yet with Weifeng from the PRC about the first balloon? And then in addition, has DOD communicated with the Chinese military at any level about any of these subsequent objects? Thank you.
Why is it taking so long to get the
the stuff? There have been contacts made with the PRC on high altitude balloons.
Oh, that was refreshing.
Did you say they had?
Final question will go to Brian Everstein, Aviation Week.
There had been.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. Back to the discussion on the AIM-9X. Can you talk about what about these objects gave off enough heat signature for the IR seeker without any sort of propulsion system? And secondly, the F-16 presumably has a targeting pod. I assume you had eyes on from other aircraft. Will the Pentagon be releasing any of these images?
I'll let policy decide on the images. That's not mine. But the AIM-9X, first, I wouldn't make an assumption there wasn't a propulsion system or there was. What I would say is what you have is a contrast between the environment and the objects themselves, which gives often IR contrast, which allows the missile to track, and that's been very, very effective for the AIM-9X. Melissa, over to you on the releasing of photos.
I've got nothing to say.
Melissa, over to you.
Go on, Melissa, over to you. How are you?
I think you're all full of
well,
shit.
it's your stage.
It's a fucking unidentified flying object and it's aliens. Simple.
and hope to share
There we
more.
go. Next person, please.
we hope to share more, she said.
My
So it means
apologies.
they've
I
got the
had
data.
one last
This is
question.
when they're going to release
Nick
it.
Slayton, tax purpose. That will be our final.
Information on a need-to-know basis, and right now you don't need
Your
to know.
subs are climbing. Your subs are climbing.
You talk about investigating the debris of this. Who's taking the lead on that? Is that the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office? And then also, we've seen free shoot downs and free days. If this was to continue, if this pace of operations was to continue, is that proving to be would that be a strain on units, or are all units able to handle these kind of rapid scramblings in that regard? Thank you.
Of course
they are. You may take it. You go right ahead. Thank you. Thanks. All right. So as far as
Thanks,
the recovery, technically, the FBI has the lead under
Temporals in. Joe Barry.
Yes, still.
DOD, because we have the resources to enable them to conduct the
He
operations.
puts it over on his channel, Brooke.
The Canadians have their Royal Canadian Mounted Police are embedded with their Canadian Special Operations Forces, and we have the FBI forces as well, liaison with them to make sure that we're sharing as much info as possible.
Yeah.
The FBI, bloody hell.
But you're not telling us what it is.
Terry Dalton,
That's what you want to know.
very much.
Or are you getting pieces? When are you getting bits of it?
Thank you again. We'll be posting a transcript to defense.gov once it's available.
There we go.
There we go. That was it.
No,
John
that's
has to go now because he's got work.
John's going now.
I've got to go. Yeah, I'm fucking falling asleep.
There'll be more of those. There'll be
I'll
more
have
of
another
those.
cigarette first, so we got a few minutes. All right.
Yeah, go on.
There'll be more. There'll be more of that shit flying over. Like there'll be more. A lot more where that came from.
Well, they think they don't know what it is, but they kept mentioning various shit.
Yeah, they're just hiding it. They're hiding it, and they keep on making excuses. What
Oh,
it is,
that
what they
alien
think it
question
is.
was great. I loved it.
I know. Yeah. And then he said, "Oh,
Well, she
no,
asked
can't
what
answer
everybody
that."
wanted to know, really, didn't she? You know?
Yeah.
What?
They're
I
never
don't
going to tell
remember
us.
what news agency she was from. But I guarantee it wasn't, CNN or Fox.
Oh, definitely not.
CBSN or something, or ABC.
And it's very true. How can they say it's China? You can't say that. If they don't know what it is, they can't say what it is.
Well,
So
of course
why
not. They're not going to say.
presuming it's China?
They're not going to say what it is yet.
No,
They'll
of course
cover
they're
it
not.
if it unless it's major and they can't hide it. They'll cover it.
That's what bugs me though when they said, "Oh, we shot it down but it doesn't seem to be a threat." Well, how the fuck would they know that? Because they didn't give the fucking objects any chance to do anything.
Well, it implies
You know what I mean?
they knew its whole track, so they knew it came from China. But these other ones, they don't know because maybe they were at lower level and then just popped up, So maybe the first one was high altitude and these other ones were low altitude. So they didn't pick it up so soon. They weren't able to see it come all the way from China. And these other ones, the first one, they could see it went all the way from China, and these other ones are like low level. So it's almost like as if they, as you say, somebody's testing. What can they detect? Can they detect us at low level? Can they detect us in this way, that way?
And they do tend to go to America because that's where the fucking base is, isn't it?
Well, you mentioned if it's like a tic tac thing, that could be like a cylinder, as they were saying. Could be a cylinder full of bloody some kind of biological
Could be a
shit.
fucking bomb. Could be a
And
bomb.
then they go and blast it. They go and blast it and just
literally
spread
be
it
a bomb.
through the atmosphere, and then it just
It could be spreading a virus.
It could be like some it could be some cancerous carcinogenic chemical.
Yeah, literally, it could be spraying
or
the
some man-made virus. Yeah.
Could be
Next
anything.
outbreak's going to be in the US. They're going to blame it on the Chinese now. They're going to
Of course
go,
they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
I reckon it's got us further.
If there's an uptick in deaths in America through disease, then we'll know why.
I don't know. To be fair, I think they're quite spooked on some of it. I mean, they can go, oh yeah, it's China, all they want. They're not going to. They haven't released what it is, but they're saying, oh, it's too small to know what it was. But you fucking shot it down, so you got to have footage.
Of course they have. That's what I mean. They've got to know
Like I said, and
something about
they
them.
probably wouldn't have shot it down because they said it was one of them was unmanned, so they knew it was unmanned. How did they know that? And and they still blew it out of the sky. So they must know what it is. They're just not saying. That's all. You know.
Yeah, of course.
They're keeping very, very tight-lipped on this.
Federal Bureau, why? What's up with you? Nobody's laughing at you.
Yeah, I'm laughing at you. Yeah, I'm laughing at you right now, Federal. Nelson off The Simpsons.
I'm not.
Federal Bureau
I'm
of
joking.
Investigation. Yeah.
If the
What the fuck do
FBI,
they know?
Fed,
What do they know?
They know jack shit.
No. And if you do know, let us know. And
I'm
then
eating
we'll
nuts.
So
I'm eating
These
almonds.
These nuts. You're eating these nuts.
What are you eating, Matt?
Eating these nuts.
He's eating nuts.
Almonds.
Almonds.
And the dog
Oh.
wants
nuts.
them as well.
No, that
Nuts, Melissa. He's eating nuts.
Charlesworth nuts.
shut through and I have a needle.
Well, I love almonds, me.
What's the other one? Nobbies, you know, nibble on Nobby's nuts.
Nobby's nuts.
Well, now you're talking. Right, folks, I've got to end this stream because I need
All
some
right,
sleep.
John.
I'm very sorry.
All right, love.
Right.
I don't know if Matt's doing a live or anything, but
No, I
Brazil
can be
nuts.
up early
Matt.
tomorrow.
right, thank you
Go
all
on,
for
Dig,
joining.
you go live. Go on, Dig.
And the 127 people who are in, thank you so much. It's been great.
Yep.
It's been fantastic.
And you've grown subs as well. I think
Yeah,
you've gained
have I?
6 or 7
Flourished.
six or
You're
7
flourishing, John, with the subscribers. You're flourishing.
Oh, I feel like a petal. I feel like a small flower growing inside.
Oh, thank you very much. That's so pretty.
And then all the bees are pollinating the channel.
Oh my
Yeah, you're
God.
Anyway, thank you very much. If any of
supported
you
and-
guys, haven't subscribed to any of these people, just do it, right?
Do it.
That's all
Do
I've
it
got
now.
to say.
Do it. Do it now. Do it now.
No.
Do it now.
Part of
Back
these
in the chopper now.
Part of
Later,
these
do
flaps
anybody
and-
else wants
and
to
the
say a final
subscribers
word?
are
Please go ahead.
inseminating him.
Inseminating
Oh, yeah.
Matt. Oh dear.
Insemination.
Insemination Matt. Oh.
I'll have to go get my blood that goes
Insemination.
up to the shoulder.
Insemination.
Who are these crazies I'm on the streamers right now? Get me out of here.
Later, all. Bye.
We're not
See you
keeping
later.
you.
See you then.
See you, John.
Bye.